Go Loud presents the Talking Bollox podcast.
What you waiting for? Put your back in it. Just a little more. Throw your weight in it now. Tell your body okay. Walk it hard and long. When you finish that,
The hip knocker.
go down, go down, go down. Come up, come up, come up, come up.
Boom. Episode 36, Talking Bollox. Here we are. It's me, CLB.
It's me, Teddy Flower.
And today we're joined by...
Emmet, Brennan.
Yeah, there he is.
With this
The
last
Olympian, look at him.
Olympian. Make sure I have the gear on.
How's things? How are you keeping?
Good, yeah. Good to be back, as I was saying. Just settling back in.
Yeah.
3
Back
weeks.
training yet, no?
No, 3 weeks on the drink.
Love
3 weeks
it.
on the drink. Ready to go back now.
You deserve it, but you know what I mean? You have to be putting the graft in, bro.
Yeah, look. I went to have the drink for 6 months. That's
Yeah.
me done. I
So
go
you're
off
making
now.
up for it?
Yeah, no, I go off and now back to training tomorrow and see where the future brings me.
Love that, bro.
Yeah, you
Love it.
deserve it, mate. You have to be bleeding head down for the whole year, you know what I mean? So,
Well, for 5 years. So this is
Yeah.
long. Normally the Olympics is what 4 year cycle. Because of COVID, this time was 5 years. So I've been flat out the last 5 years, and now I'm enjoying myself.
yeah.
Yeah, dead right. You're only a pup once, isn't
Only a
it?
You need to let loose every now and again.
Right. Jumping into the singles from last week, yeah? What you call it, Emmet? A press or a cupboard?
Press.
Yeah,
I don't think
100%.
anyone calls it a couple.
No, I
Boys,
look
don't-
about the phone.
Okay, yeah, a lot of people ask us to
Look,
ask that.
Calvin
That's
did.
your one.
It's not me personally now. Someone texts, well, a few people
He
have.
did it for the people. He did it for the people, boys. Yeah, but it's a bad one.
Yeah,
It's a very, very
A
bad one.
press 94%, 6% of people said it cupboard.
right. I
Listen.
did it for the 6%. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're dead right as well. Emma, would you rather... Now, listen, I got a little bit of stick over
And
this
rightly
as well.
so.
No, it's not right. You
Yeah,
know the
right,
stories,
give it over,
bro.
right.
Right,
Here
I'll
we
bang
go.
it out first, right?
My head is fucking easy.
Would you rather never use social media again or never go on holiday again?
Never use social media.
Isn't it obviously? Do you know what I mean?
Well, it's not.
This
That's not
fella.
even a question.
Bro,
That's what I know. He's a fucking idiot, Emmet.
When was
boys,
the last time you went on holiday?
bro, I only ever went on about 3 or 4 holidays. I talked about this before on this podcast.
Yeah, you went to
What happened-
Benidorm, which is a kid.
Right, and what happened to me? I got lost and walked to Valencia. Come back, right? 2 days I was missing. Come back, went, had an hour's kip, went back out the gargle, got a smack of a taxi. He drove over me twice, right?
Just in case, just to make
Just
sure.
in case. I don't know how I'm still here to tell the tale. Anytime I go anywhere, something bad happens, bro. Even if I go outside of Dublin. I went camping before and fell off a cliff, boys. Face, boys, I swear, I don't know how I didn't die. I'm not messing with you. Adzi Kane, shout out to Adzi Kane. We were walking up and he says to me, right, stop and throw him back with a few swallies on me, yeah, and whatever else. And you know when you miss the last step and you take the step? Boys, just want to say this. He thought I died, boys, off a full cliff, boys. Don't think that's safe.
full cliff.
A proper cliff, boys. I landed in a bush, I did, yeah. It took Adzi about an hour to get down. I think I was knocked out for a while, boys, and I got up the camera, squashed in my hand like a plain piece of paper. But anytime I go on a holiday, something bad happens. I don't really give a fuck. I love the north side of Dublin. Never leaving it, yeah. Never even leaving Dublin 7.
Listen, mate, right? I've been on holidays around the world, and the things you experience on holidays, social media doesn't come close to it. Well, you have a few fucking thousand people swiping up and putting a laughing face on your story or something.
We haven't been on holidays in about 4 years, but...
Do you see what I mean? And that's another thing what I was thinking about as well. You go on a holiday, what, twice a year?
Yeah,
If even.
Twice a year,
Well,
you're on
no.
social media for the other
I
rest
know,
of the year.
but social media's not great though.
Yeah, but that's
Not
your
very
opinion.
life.
That's
Exactly.
That's your opinion on it, boys. I see the benefits to social media. Don't get me wrong, there's negatives.
Come here.
And I think the negatives come from the younger generation. Like, the younger kids get mad into social media and all, they're too invested in it. We had our childhoods, we lived our lives. And now I'm at the stage where I can see a career coming through social media, or the
but that's
benefits
because
of
you're
it.
talking about a career, but like...
Yeah, but that's what I
Yo,
use
hell, come here.
social
It's not the
media
younger
for.
generation who's on social media saying that we sound like two people on the dog.
Why are you getting angry?
Because, boys, I feel I'd
But you know
smash
what,
this
right?
studio up,
You just be
boys.
giving a load of social media, the negative effects of
No, but I
social
don't
media.
even
Go
like
on
that.
holiday,
I
then
don't-
you're bleeding loser,
I
you.
don't even like going away, boys. Shoot it.
You're coming away with me to see Sasso next week.
Yeah, but that's Galway. I went to Galway. Galway's like Dublin, boys. Isn't it? Tell the truth. Galway's
from
like...
it.
This fella,
Galway's
don't be
like...
listening to him. I mean, he doesn't think. He just jumps in and then he's like,
No,
I'm not
boy.
investing in this. I have to go with it.
If I could pick, I'd definitely pick never going on holiday again. Because I went on only 3 or 4, I'm never going away
So
again.
you'd rather sit on Instagram all day.
No, you don't have to sit on social media. It's optional.
Yeah, but
You
I mean,
can still live your life.
you'd rather have the option to go onto Instagram on your phone rather than getting a plane and go somewhere.
Yeah, I don't have any intentions of going away. Anyways, I have the
Ever
choice about
again?
never. Look, I will go away, but like.
What if someone gives you a free holiday because you're famous now?
I'll
Yeah.
go on the holiday.
Sponsored by
But I
Cassidy.
mean, like, I've no intentions to go away. If a holiday comes up with the boys or something like that, I'll jump on it. But I've no
Right,
intentions
you're
to.
not getting counted in. When we're going away now, everything out back up, you're not coming.
Keep
Because
it.
you snore like a bleeding.
Oh.
It's like a Honda bleeding 50.
I'm bad.
It's like a
bro.
chicken
Look at the
chaser.
honk on me, but boys.
It's my biggest fear. What's my biggest fear, Terence?
Snore,
My
bro.
biggest fear is going away and being sucking around with him.
He keeps saying, if we go away, like what we gonna do?
I'm not staying with him. It's as
What
simple
you
as
want me
that.
to do, boys? You know what I mean? And boys, I'm murder someone if they were snoring beside me, boys. I hate it.
No,
It's the
loud
worst.
eaters.
What is it?
Loud eaters. That's what
Oh,
it's
loud
yeah,
eaters.
see, a lot
Loud
of people
eaters,
like
yeah.
that as well.
Don't mind snores, but loud eaters kill them.
Yeah,
My dad's a loud eater. He'd just be eating a banana and just be crunching and all. Like, how are you crunching a banana? Fucking noise of him.
But never use social media again, 91% of people, and I'm one of the 9% who, yeah, right, whatever. Moving on, I'm at the end of a stick there, I'll smash this clip up. Right, Yokes from last week, I actually rewatched this as well, and you gave me a bit of stick. Yokes said last week, would you rather continue with life?
Dylan Moran.
Dylan Moran said last week, would you rather, would you rather continue with life or go back and start again? And I said, continue, why would I go back? And he never explained that you go back with the knowledge, and you
He
lifted
did
me
say
over.
it. He said, I can picture it in my head.
But anyways,
Come on,
right.
what would you rather do? Continue with your life or
rather
go back and do
continue.
it?
Yeah, there
I'd
you
rather
go.
continue.
Yeah, I continue as well. 55% of people said
It
they
was a close
continue
one.
as well.
It was a close
It
one.
was a close one. But definitely continue with that. Boys, cut mouth
No,
there.
come on, leave it going, because people
No.
want to hear me and Terence at each other's neck
It's
anyway.
shite.
People don't understand how much me and Terence kill each other.
Oh.
All the
Little,
time, bro.
A charity boxing match.
I'd end up folding him. No, we don't want to sign, because we can't get into that, because you committed too much, you do.
I'd have a straightener.
Yeah.
We seen Terence boxing.
Yup.
Fucking shite. He's comedy.
I can never have a
Brennan,
straightener
yeah.
up anyone, but
We're recording this about 15 minutes and you haven't even said it to him yet.
I want the straightener up you after this.
Let's go.
Every
Do it
boxer,
now.
anyone that comes on,
Every
I want to
guest.
straighten her up.
Every guest, bro, I keep telling people, someone's just going to dive over that table and make them
Yeah,
fall.
a serious amount of boxes on it, so
Yeah.
I don't know how well look the nose on you.
All right, Emmet.
Absolutely grand. Right, this week's Zingers, boys. Emmet.
Right. I was on the drink last night, so I didn't come up with this. My sisters came up with them.
Yeah.
One was, if you support the football team, so you support Liverpool, would you rather Liverpool win all 4 competitions, or would you rather Ireland qualify for the World Cup?
Qualify or win.
Qualify, because they're never going to win it.
That's a good one.
That is a good thing, and you had to wreck me head, bro.
Because usually in England they always say, would you rather Liverpool win the league or England win the World Cup? And people always pick that, but that's a good one.
That is a good one. I don't know what I'd rather.
rather Ireland qualify.
See, yeah, no, yeah. Ah, my head's wrecked, because, yeah, no, I think I would rather Ireland qualify, yeah. Because I have...
They haven't qualified in 20 years. So
Yeah, I'd pick
that's where
Ireland just
I'm
because
going.
I've seen us win the league and the Champions League recently. If we hadn't have won that Premier League, I'd have said Liverpool. But yeah, I'd pick Ireland to
You pick
qualify.
Ireland just to qualify and Liverpool down the quadruple.
Yeah. Yeah, just to see us. Imagine the buzz in the
Ah,
country,
place
the
go
buzz in the
bleeding mad.
city.
I agree with you, I'm just trying to twist you.
Yeah,
I agree.
no, be lethal.
What would you do?
Yeah, Ireland qualify.
Ireland qualify.
Ireland qualify, yeah.
I go with Ireland qualify.
Yeah, well, the next one's going to be Poxy, isn't it? The next one's in Qatar. In December.
that going? How's that still going ahead?
I'd rather United do the quadruple.
It's in, and it's going to be
Yeah.
in December. I
Yeah.
think the final's like the 20th, 24th of December or something.
Is it?
Yeah, because it's going to be 50 degrees during the
What
summer.
will it be in the December over there? That'll still be
in the
40 degrees,
30s, in the
won't
30s.
Yeah, it'd still be hot. Like,
You have to have an
humidity, I think it's
yeah.
what kills people.
Yeah, they're going to have an air-conditioned stadium and all.
We need
Fans
air
on it.
conditioning and fucking hair and sweating.
Emma took his top off. I thought he was having a strain on.
Just to show off, yeah.
You said you've 2 singers.
The other one again, this is my sister. She said, would you rather be itchy for the rest of your life or sticky for the rest of your life? What would you rather? I'd rather be sticky.
The sticky fella? I don't know the itchy fella or the sticky fella. I don't know what I'd rather.
I'd say sticky.
I'd go with sticky.
Yeah,
Boys, imagine just constantly scratching yourself and all. See, I'm getting agitated. I'm getting itchy now.
Yeah, Jim.
Bro,
How does that happen, boys? Do you ever do that? You talk about itchy and you start getting all itchy.
Was
and
I to be
all?
out on runs and I'd be like, your foot's itchy. And I was like, no, it's not going to be hopping down the road.
You said this on a podcast before. That's
I'd be
actually
hopping
gas,
down the road and all. And I don't know
Yeah.
why.
It's going to be itchy for the rest of this podcast.
Yeah, basically, mate, the nits in my head are talking to me. But I'd rather be sticky.
Yeah, I think I'd rather be sticky, boys. The itchy business, scratching and all. No, yeah, they're both septic, but
Right.
that's his done. We're all the sticky fella, yeah?
Yeah, I have one.
Right, let me get mine out, Rex.
Right, go.
Mine is shite. Darren Clardy, nice one for this, bro. You legend. Yeah.
Sorry, just to interrupt. Darren Cleary's had to send me a text message there. He said he'd rather Shells win the league than Ireland qualify for the World Cup.
Yeah.
Bollox.
What a loser.
That you are a loser, DC. But nice one for this singer though. When you're drunk, what do you call it? Would you rather, do you hear me? When you're drunk, what do you call it? Do you call it you're locked or you're pissed? Boys, I'm struggling. Shit, this English here.
That's probably the worst thing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
It's all as bad as pressure cupboard, bro. Give me
It's not
a
as
break.
bad, but we go pissed.
Locked.
Locked, boys.
now,
Yeah,
pissed.
locked, pissed. Bro,
Pissed
where you
on
from?
locked.
The show, sure?
D4 squared.
Yeah, now we go locked anyways. Calvin George,
Yeah,
you got
locked.
just get off that one quick,
Right.
boys, yeah?
This one's not a great one either, but sure, look. You know when you're having a cup of tea, the little cakes, you call them tea cakes or fairy cakes.
Oh, don't know, bro.
What would you call this cake?
What cake?
Happy birthday
Ah,
to you. Started his birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, cherry flower. Oh, he's going pink. Yep, the cherry flower. He's snapping, look at him.
Oh, yeah.
Get it, zoom in on that there, boys. Look at him.
Bastards.
Look at
There
him.
we are, little happy birthday cake. Don't throw that in me face.
Oh,
you
bro, yeah.
cunt. Wait, what candles?
Now, yeah, don't say you never got your
Give
hand,
us a
bro.
knife and fork, nice, bro. Please
like
take
that?
that thing, see, nice one, mate. Yeah, you
The
stunk.
pom-poms and all. He's had to get stung with that one, didn't he?
Can you put that in your head, no?
No, bro, don't put that in your head. You go on fire.
Yeah, me bleeding, eh? Boys, I'm at the going pink there, I am. You have to noise that in the lid, Mike.
There's a video we've made for you for your birthday.
No, you haven't.
Did you?
Fuck off.
Ah, stop with this. Yeah, boy.
It's going to start crying.
Oh,
I'll
stop.
move out of the way of this. Hang on. Can you see that, Luke?
Now we can see it.
Bastards.
With all your favorite things in the video.
If it's Texas, I'm walking out for it, and I'm not messing. That's borderline bullying in my opinion, but you look here we are. Ah, yeah.
Marty and the dog.
Boys, oh, fuck's sake.
That's some zoo.
Ah, hell.
With his, all Calvin's
No,
videos.
this wasn't.
It was all Calvin's.
What a
idea.
game.
He
Shocking.
did all this.
Shocking carry
Well,
on,
I said
boys.
nothing to do with this. The cake was all my idea. You know, look after me, don't they?
Boys, really well in the on the fucking head. Get them off the telly.
There's the boys. Don't say it's just a whole video of Texas and Cowboys.
You should. Hey, boys, what? What's this? What's
Who's that
actually
guy,
going on
Brooks?
this
This is
episode?
like playing Brokeback. That is Brokeback.
Get them away.
We're missing the whole Texas thing.
Bro,
You hate it or something? Yeah, you have a phobia of it.
Phobia of
You have a
Texas,
phobia
yeah.
of
That's
Texas.
borderline bullying, bro. Imagine you were afraid of
what?
spiders.
Where is it going to end, boys? Like,
Well, I mean, imagine you were afraid of spiders and someone done this. This is
do you
bullying.
know what I
Bro.
mean, boys? This bullying, I'm handing me notice in when we get out of here.
This is bullying.
It is where did he go there? There we go. Where? Nice one for the cake. DC, I'm going to put your windows still.
Happy
Bastards,
birthday. What
yeah.
age?
I'm only a nipper, bro.
What, yeah?
21.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, 25 on Thursday when this
25.
releases, yeah.
Yeah, so when the podcast goes live, Terence will be 25.
Boys,
So
did
that
I
it
go
run?
pink on that camera? Did
Still
I?
are pink.
Boys, I'm so
Yeah, like a
whipped.
strawberry sitting there.
Woo! Right, nice one. Fuck off. Right, what we doing? Where we going? Where were we at?
Explain your phobia of Texas.
Right, I've a bad phobia of Texas, bro.
And the boys had to show in a big montage of Texas and
hell,
Cowboys.
It's
What's up with the phobia?
Don't know, bro. She chose a little pup.
Afraid of needles,
She, Clint
spiders,
Eastwood.
fights.
Yeah, like legit things to be afraid of.
Yeah, no, I'm afraid of legit things. Afraid of heights, afraid of bees, bro. But people think I'm just afraid of bees to be afraid of bees. The cunts just keep stinging me. Whenever there's a bee, I get stung.
Bro, I got stung by a bee bad one day.
Bro, I'd rather get stabbed.
Yeah, he charged me 20 quid for a jar of honey.
But I tell you, boys, I've my normal phobias and then I've a phobia of Texas and airports and things like that. We're going into it.
Explain what happened with the Texas thing, the medium and all.
No, but like, I have this phobia since I'm a kid. Right? I hate getting into things twice. Do you know what I mean? Have this phobia since I'm a kid. See Clint Eastwood and all them boys hate them all, shite bags. So I went to see a medium then, right? And the medium said to me, right, this is your mad guy. Yeah, whether you believe it or you don't or whatever. But she says to me, in your past life, right? Now, I didn't say that to her. In your past life, you're a cowboy. You're going through a desert. You're getting tortured. You're getting whipped in the back. You're going through a desert in Texas. Does this mean that to you? And I just think that's mad, girl. That she said Texas of every place in the world because it's a fucking kip.
And did you have a phobia before that?
Long before, since I'm a kid, bro. See if I went into the gap in Clint Eastwood or that, nah, get it up.
You couldn't play
that.
Red Dead Redemption or
I'm
that.
saying that.
You know what I mean? Better Red Dead, bro. Heard it's the best game ever. Can't play it, boys. I am sweating. I'm at to go on pink there. But yeah, look, listen. The boys are at down me dirty down me
So you
back
want
is
me on
itchy.
the holiday to Texas?
Never, bro. That's my... See, some bloke... So, McGregor put a yoke up on an asked question yoke. And some bloke commented on it. Would you do it if it was in Texas? I says, keep it. Fuck, that wouldn't. Me bollocks would rather have you one. Into the big fella over in the studio.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of people, Stewart's and Quarry into this house. Terrence only 25.
Bro, don't be doing me like
25,
that.
we
boy.
thought.
Don't.
28 was going to give you.
Would you really?
Yeah,
bro,
28.
we get it, bro, every time, bro. I didn't think I looked that old. I'm at saying bro 13 times in a row.
Yeah, that's your nerve.
Bro, yeah, bro.
Yeah, shit.
Oh, yeah, boys, I'm a bit on edge now.
But,
But, yeah, nice one for the cake,
Happy
boys.
birthday.
Nice one, pal, appreciate that. Nice one.
Set that up,
CLB.
yeah, set that up well, didn't I?
We can have a spar on Thursday.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have
Birthday
some.
bashings.
Birthday bashings.
Yeah, one for good luck and all.
Yeah.
Bet round. Right,
Right.
we'll move on.
Was that your singer, really?
I had a zing up. I'm going to
What
hold
was
for
the
next week
zinger?
now. Tea cakes or 30 cakes. What do you call them?
Oh, this cake, he says, and the
It was a
DC
cracker, wasn't
fella
it?
comes in here, the nip.
Like
Can't
Bruno
you, little
Fernandez sent that
birthday
one up, I
cake?
was.
But yeah, that's that boxed off. That's the singer's boxed off. That's Texas boxed off. That's the birthday cake boxed off. Right,
Yeah.
what's next?
Speaking of Bruno, yeah, shout out to Paul Tracy down in Galway. Excuse me. He sorted me and my brother out with tickets on the match down on Saturday. It was my brother's early birthday present for my little brother. So
You over at the match, yeah?
It was fucking lethal,
Class.
bro. Yeah, 73,000 in the stadium.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable. Bruno hat-trick, he's the GOAT. Pogba ran the show. Lethal. Leeds
back.
fans giving the loads, you know what I mean?
Well,
It
back.
was fucking great.
You were shitting yourself over
Back.
that.
No, I'm actually really not. You know, you did look well, but you know what I mean? It's all well and good giving a bit of stick, because I was giving stick saying Leeds will beat them, blah, 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 but I knew in my head United would do a number on them. United, the way United play and the way Leeds play, they play way too high up, and United side like that, even last season. United just counter-attack teams like that, and I knew United was going to butcher them. You just can't really say that to the likes of CLB. Because you just laugh and go,
Thought
oh,
Leeds were
whatever.
doing well because they start off each season well.
They're very, very good going forward, but they're way too high liner is. Like, they sit right up at the halfway line. Like,
Well,
you can't
it's
do
funny
that against the
because
big teams.
the week before, when Terrence was giving the loads, he actually said, Bruno is the most overrated player in the league, and he bangs a hat-trick in, then shore everyone up. He's the GOAT.
Top
But
quality is
anyways,
the go.
Listen, he's a good player,
we don't want to
yeah.
get hung up on that, but again, shout out to Paul. I know you'll be listening down in Galway. Legend.
Yeah, legend. Fair play to you for that.
We want to touch on what happened the other night.
Yeah. Wait, what's Jack Woolley? Am I saying his name
Jack
right?
Woolley, yeah.
Jack Woolley, yeah. Look, listen, Irish Olympian. Got played, jumped on down the cage or whatever. A few blokes, someone gave him a box, had to get mouth surgery and all. And now what annoys me, we're on here trying to change the perception of the inner city, and we're trying to blade and say what's good in the inner city and whatever. And then you see something like this happening, and you just think, like, they're dirty little toe rags, scumbags. Like,
Yeah.
if an Irish Olympian can't walk through the streets of Blade in Dublin without Blade worrying about
Especially
getting attacked,
him. What?
Who can't?
Taekwondo?
Taekwondo.
He's in
yeah.
taekwondo,
Taekwondo
you
as
know
well,
what I mean?
boys.
Doesn't
But
matter
that's-
what you do, 4 or 5 lads are jumping.
Yeah,
on
no,
you,
but I
you're
mean,
getting
like,
avoided.
if he can't walk through, when you see an Irish Olympian Taekwondo expert at the walking through town getting a dig, you're like, Jesus, I'm not walking through
Well, you
town.
can bet your bollocks damn yumpers hadn't even from the inner city
No,
as well.
that's probably not. So you just.
Do you know what I mean? But
Happening
it's-
in the United States, doesn't mean from that.
happens to happen in there, and it's a pity, you know what I mean? It's a bleeding joke. Like, that's, like, really, if an Irish Olympian can't walk the streets of Dublin, what hope has anybody
can't walk
got?
the streets of Dublin. I think a few people got a hide in that night, so...
Yeah, dirty
that's
little
wrong,
hard
man.
man, but
And what makes it worse is when they hear him, they goes, "Oh, wrong person," and then moved on to hit someone else. You know what I mean? And see that kind of stuff, you're just like, you're out for trouble.
make you sick of it. But that's, I always say it, that's a bully mentality. They're all hard men, few
Yeah.
drinks on them in their little
4 or
groups.
5 lads,
Yeah.
or whoever
Any
it
of them,
was.
any of them
they
on
know
their
quite
own
well.
and Stone Cold Sober wouldn't open their mouth.
But they know
Wouldn't
quite
be a
well,
peep
I'm going to
out.
hit this fella, yeah, and the next take that's going to be thrown is me mate beside me. So it doesn't matter if I put him down because my mate's going to hear him next.
You know what I mean? Fucking dope.
Shy
boys.
bags.
Yeah.
And look, the only thing is, he seems to be all right with the score. He came out the better side. And
Yeah, but
obviously
the problem with that is, what, and I said it before in a previous podcast, is some people don't.
Yeah, they
You know what I
don't.
mean? Listen,
Got
I've
lucky.
been on the wrong end of things like that in the past, and I'm grand with it. It's sort of like, listen, it's a bleeding few with hooks, whatever, and whatever, you get over it. Some people don't. Some people find that a traumatic experience.
Of
like.
course, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Could
And they
have a-
can't, and they relive it in their head. Some people would be afraid to go down a certain road again. Nobody should have to hesitate going through anywhere in where they're from, ever. Nobody should have to hesitate going, oh, I don't really want to get down the case because these umphlers are there and this that happening there. And that's what happens. People have these traumatic experiences where the likes of us probably took enough hooks in that time to sort of go, look, it's only a hook. You know what I mean? But serious damage can be done, boys.
He was covered in blood. It was,
Yeah.
it
Did you see
was
how bad
hard,
it
yeah,
was?
horrible to say. As you said, he's only back from the Olympics. He should be celebrating and trying to move on to what's next in his career.
Every
That's
one of
obviously
you
gonna
should be
come
treated
back a
like
few
fucking
weeks.
royalty. And it's not just because they're Olympians either, but it's just the sort of status that's like, if it can happen to an Irish Olympian, think about the average bleeding woman worrying walking
Yeah,
down
of
the
course,
case,
of
the
course.
average umpler walking down the case, they're sort of saying that and going, Jesus Christ, if it's happening to them, what hope is there for anybody? Scumbags, dirty little toe rags, every single one of them that was there. I swear, bro, that wrecks
No,
me.
it is, it's
Because they never
heartbreaking.
do it on their own. It's a
Yeah.
bully mentality, man.
It is bully mentality, and look, as you said, he can probably handle himself. Someone else might not be able to handle themselves, and someone else could come out the other side and be badly hurt.
Definitely. And then, not even in terms of, like I was saying, that mentally, like being a traumatic experience, you fucking hurt someone badly.
kill
We
someone.
all
You
know
could kill
stories of
someone,
bleeding
you could
people
kill
who
someone,
got
yeah.
killed, you know what I mean? Got a hook and got killed. And all for what, you know what I mean? Just to be a little hard man with their mates. It's sort of, oh, I fouled him last night. Fools.
Yeah.
That's that.
Sorry about getting hung up on that, but it's a
Yeah,
big,
but it's a
big
bleeding
issue.
joke,
No, it
like,
is a
because
big deal.
it's close to our hearts, Emmet, because really, look, we are putting graft in on this podcast every fucking week. We get Nicola Talent on here and we're trying to explain to her the perception of the inner city. And then we've toe rags like that who do something in the inner city.
But yeah,
it
they're
goes
definitely not, they're
everywhere.
not from
The only
town.
thing is, you don't know where they're from. They
Well,
could be from anywhere.
Yeah,
If I could
yeah.
put my life on it, I would
wouldn't say that.
genuinely say
Yeah.
they're not from town.
Yeah, I would.
But what do you gain out of it? That's what I'm
Nothing.
saying. What do you gain out of
Nothing.
just going up and hitting someone? Shy bags. Don't give a bollocks. My head's wrecked.
Yeah. Right, we move
All the
on.
crap put in the people tagging us on Twitter. Oh, you have to address this, the inner city. Fuck
Yeah, no,
off.
you're doing right by addressing it though, but
Yeah.
because it did happen in your area at the same time, even if you don't know where they're from,
Yeah.
it's still happening in an area that you're trying to
Promote.
advertise and
Yeah.
promote.
Definitely.
Right, we move on to this one as well. So this is something that we kind of dabbled in, but never actually sat down and proper addressed. So it's a bit. I still think this is weird that people are asking us. So people are asking us to do like an agony aunt for relationships and all.
Yeah.
Right?
No better man.
So some girl wrote in and goes, an agony aunt question. When a fella says, "See where this goes," what do you actually mean? Right.
Want me to give
He
me
means
take?
he wants his bet and he's running.
Now I'll give my
Give
take
your
and then you
take.
can give yours. What I think he means it. Well, what I would mean, yeah, because when I've been in that situation is, I think young ones want to know from the get go, right? Where is this going? What's the end goal? And you haven't even been out with it, like, you know what I mean?
They fall in love
Well,
fast.
that's what I'm saying.
boys.
Look, imagine texting the board and she goes, "Where's this going?" And you're going to say, "Yeah, I want to end up with you and I'm going to have 2 kids with you and we're going to move in together." I'd be like, "Hold on there, John, that's a bit fucking
We didn't
forward."
know I was coming on here to give relationship
Listen,
advice.
Emmet, every day's a
Last
skill day,
thing
we're
we
talking
expected.
bollocks, right?
Yeah.
But I just think it means, we see where this goes is, I'm not going to commit to you and say, "Yeah, I want to be in a relationship with you." Well, then after the second week, your head is wrecked with him and he's a fucking idiot and you're going to disappoint everybody. You know, like that?
I'd say he wants out. That's where I'd be.
Yeah.
Well, if a boy texts me and I'm at the scene of, say, a week and she goes, "Where's this going?" And I say, "We'll see where this goes." By the second week,
Yeah.
it's good to hate each other.
Yeah,
You know what I
exactly.
mean? So relax.
Depends if it's before or after doing the business. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If it's after doing the business, that's sort of
gone.
like your taxi's
He's gone,
outside, love. Do you know what I mean? That's a real one.
Get out.
But if it's before the business, it's I'll see you in the Maldron. If you're any use it, do you know?
Yeah, it's
the
a-
Maldron
everyone
is want to
loves the Maldron,
sponsor
don't
us.
they?
Actually, I need a little gold card for round 44.
Come here, it's a crucial point in the relationship. You don't know where it's going till the deed is done.
Oh, 100%, mate. You can't be asking that question before you take the hips, boys. You can't, Emmet. You
Yeah, well,
can't.
hip knocker.
You better believe it.
Well, look at it, like, if you fucking... Imagine putting the graft in for 3 weeks and you do the deed and you're like, Jesus Christ. And,
She
you know what I mean?
was done.
Or you have an off day, you have a
Listen,
4
we
out
all
of
have
10
them.
and you're like, look, it happens.
I've done it in the scratcher anyways, but you got a solid 3 to 6 minutes out of me, and that's it.
Done
But
and dusted.
it'll be the best 3 to 6 minutes of your life, boys.
Your whole life a horse. Yours a
mine-
horse.
For about, isn't it? But
Yeah,
I,
just
don't,
go in, get the job done and get out, isn't it, boys? But yeah, listen.
I just think it's a fella, he doesn't want to commit to something straight away because you can't say, oh, I want to end up with you, and a week later it falls on its face and everyone's disappointed.
I don't know. I think in general, girls care a little bit more. Like
Yeah,
the fella just
too much.
would
They're a
want to
bit
see
more
where it's
emotionally
going. They want to be
involved.
open and
Yeah.
explore all options.
Yes,
That's
Emmet.
it, isn't it? But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what you're asking us relationship advice for. I fucking...
Don't ask me.
I'm winging it,
Yeah.
I'm winging it through this relationship that I'm in. Right, but that's that. You happy to move on?
Box
Anything else you
stop,
want to talk
another
about?
suggestion, no?
No.
Right, Grant. Well, then we'll move on.
Oh, wait, actually, I have one more suggestion. Because you were at the GAR match the weekend.
I was.
Fuck Mayo. Fuck every other county in this country, bar Dublin. Because the stick that we're getting over getting beaten.
Yeah.
Like, right, they fucking beat Dublin. It's our first time getting beaten in 7 years.
in a row, they won the
7.
Bladen. Well,
This-
they won the 6 years.
They won
in a
it
row,
6
didn't
years, so it's our first time getting beaten in 7 years. And everyone's going on like, oh, this is a great day and all. Fuck off, will you?
But on the side note to that, fuck the Lauriers, he's dead right, yeah. But on the side note, we do love the cultures, though.
Well, no, I
you know
love
what
cultures and all, but I hate this whole anti-Dublin thing.
We don't
Shout
know.
out to Philly McMahon because he was causing more that the other night.
He's the goat.
Legend. But yeah, Emma, you told me something funny. So you were there the weekend,
Yeah.
and when they got beaten, and when was the last time you were in Croke Park?
No, I've been back to Croke Park last week since that, but the last time they got beaten, I was there against me. It was in the
Will you stay away from the
No,
bleeding
but we
matches?
left. It was going in half time of extra time. We grew up and left. I was going with bad luck on and I'm getting out of here.
And we
I
still
was
lost.
fully convinced they were coming back.
Yeah.
Didn't happen.
Yeah.
Didn't happen. Yeah, I was gone.
Yeah, I was never there again in my life, boys.
Ah, mate, look at
It's a good atmosphere. but
great it is, yeah.
Does she expect them to win all the time? And that's not how sport works.
Yeah,
Mm.
definitely.
Doesn't
It's
work that way.
unheard of.
Yeah.
What, you know, I'm not big into that sport, not big into any of it. And you know what? The reason why I don't even go to the matches to big games that I try and get tickets because cunts bleed and support them every bleeding week.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then
Up and
me
down
going
the
on
country.
getting a ticket, I'm like, just leave them to it, enjoy it. I'll support from home. Do you know what I mean? But I mean, like, that's unheard of what they done, so it's unbelievable. And shout out to Philly McMahon, causing
He's
more.
getting slick on Twitter.
Yeah, and he's dead
Well,
right.
Twitter's a dangerous place.
Yeah.
Very dangerous place.
Man, there's a great picture.
Trolls, yeah.
Oh, bro,
Yes.
it's
All the
you.
time, mate.
Do you know, well, listen, you just put up there. It's like people on fake accounts only, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? People go and say, like last week, someone said, oh, calling people cultures, that's black. Well, like, we love the cultures, you
Called
don't
someone
you?
a culture and they're trying to say it was racist, and then he put ... reported. So I was like, all right, mate.
Yeah,
All
Kurt
right.
Walker beat Uzbekistan over at the Olympics, and he had about 2,000 miles of Uzbekistan fans. One of them sent a picture of a gun.
Legend.
Swear to God, a picture of a gun
God.
he sent him. The Uzbeki, like.
Yeah, and I say Kurt Walker probably sent them back a picture of a bigger gun. That fella's from the north. Do you know what I mean?
Nah, but just fucking madness. They're over losing a fight, like.
Mad, isn't it, bro?
Mad.
That's that type of blaming place, you know what I mean? That's the negative side, it's the social media.
Yeah,
But
Blade
see
gun.
something like that's a
Yeah.
bit funny. I think that's
I
funny.
thought it was funny.
Because
Yeah.
that's a bit of crack, but there's people who are like emotionally invested, texting you and all, you're like, oh, give over, will you?
Yeah, I'm
Like,
with
I
you,
put up a tweet because I was on a flight when that match was on, and people are watching the match on their phone, and it was like, there was a handful of dubs there cheering, and everyone else on the flight was cheering for Mayo, no matter where they were from. And I was like, that's mad, because everyone's against Dublin, and people were tweeting me, like, oh, you just have the biggest population and all. I was like, oh, mate, will you fuck off, give me a break.
Most
like,
money, isn't that something?
all
they
this
always
shit,
talk
like,
about, yeah.
get on with your life, will you?
Yeah.
But in a way, it's probably the best thing that happened, Dublin getting beaten, because they can move on now and not get hung up on
Come
it.
back again.
Yeah.
Back
Yeah.
again next year. Like, look, they're obviously very, very good. They're at the pinnacle of the sport. They're gonna try to come back and you'd well believe they
Yeah,
would.
and Philly's the goat. You see the picture from there with his jersey ripped and all squared up, yeah, man. Legend.
Legend. Now he was
he
from
is.
Ballymun off
Yeah.
that bat, you
Yeah.
would. What a man. But yeah, that's that all boxed off. Anyways, everything is sorted. Emmet, straight into you, pal. What's your name? Where'd you come from?
Emmet Brennan from the North Strand.
You can't say sorry to her.
Yeah, I know. I was about that. I was like, he's one of me own.
You're
I
up the
can't do
road.
it.
You say sorry to everyone there.
Everybody.
Everyone, no matter where they're from. Ballymun, we love Ballymunners, but we'll just say sorry to her off the bat. But yeah.
So what, we went to my story now?
Yeah,
don't we?
just tell us what life was like growing up, Emmet.
Life for me growing up wasn't bad. I'd say my mum done a good job of raising me. She like, so from the inner city or whatever, but I think she sheltered me away from all that stuff that happens in it. Well, look, the inner city's a great place, but if you go down the wrong road, it can obviously go very, very bad. And she sheltered me, which was good because I was kept out of trouble. But I'd say, in a way, I became very introverted because I wasn't really going out, I wasn't socialising, so I would have hung around with my brother and his mates. 'Cause she didn't want me out running the roads forever. Suppose then I joined boxing when I was about 10. I used to play football, every other sport I could play, and as I said, I was very, very introverted, very shy, and I was into myself. Couldn't defend myself. I think I got like a box in the back of the head playing football. And started crying. Couldn't defend myself. Didn't know what to do. I was like, what the fuck do you even do in this situation?
Is that why you joined boxing?
That's why I joined boxing. He's never asked me if I pissed in the shower.
Do you piss in the shower?
It was coming.
I tell you why, because when I was in St. Savers, there used to be a fella always pissing in the shower, and I think it was turning.
You said this to me before,
Yeah.
didn't you? I think I did, yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
piss
think it was
anywhere.
him pissing in the shower.
Right, did you piss in the
I
shower?
don't piss in the
You're
shower.
a lying
no,
bastard.
I swear, I was only thinking this a few weeks ago. I don't piss in the shower, right? Because I still live at home.
Right,
I
so
can't
do
be
I.
pissing in the shower and be playing Margan in the shower.
Yeah,
after
but it
me.
goes down the drain.
It's all getting
Nah,
washed,
you can't
bro.
be pissed in the shower.
I piss in the shower.
I piss in the bath
I
and
was
all,
fighting
bro.
over in France there in the qualifiers, and like you're making weight, I dehydrated a bit. I was in the shower. I needed to go for a piss. So yeah, I went. I don't piss in the shower, but I did piss in the shower.
Love
Yeah.
that. Like, so I learned it.
By learning,
You're
yeah.
getting there.
Yeah,
You're getting
yeah.
there.
But yeah, so you were saying you started boxing because
Yeah.
you got a rasp or
Yeah,
something.
I started boxing because I basically got the head hooked up and I couldn't do anything about it. Started out in St. Saviour's up in Dorset Street.
Yeah.
Why'd you go up there? Because you're from Stoney there,
Yeah.
basically, yeah?
My dad's mate was the trainer, so it was just
That
where I
connection
went.
was there,
Yeah,
yeah.
it was just a connection, and he actually, I used to go up and look at them train, and Jimmy was trying to get me into the club, but just for whatever reason, it wasn't for me at the time until I got playing better around. I had to. So yeah, I went to St. Saviour's, and that's probably where I met most of my friends that I'm still with now. I boxed there for 10 years. I was in St. Saviour's. I was shy. I was playing brutal. I think I won my first fight and then got beaten maybe the next 4 or 5. I was in the All-Ireland final every year after that. Got to the final nearly every year, beaten every year. I think I was beaten about 7 or 8 Irish finals before I won one. I didn't win my first until I was about, I think it was 20 or 21 I won my first one.
Shows determination, but to keep going back, doesn't it? 'Cause
Just, I
it's
love the
hard,
sport. I loved being in St. Saviour's, like the likes of Jay and Keith Boyle and everyone that I knew and everyone I was friends with were in that club.
Yeah.
And that's more the reason why I was going back. And I always believed I could win an All-Ireland. I just wasn't ready. So yeah, I kept at that. I actually didn't win an All-Ireland with St. Saviour's. So I'm not
They were holding you back.
not sure what that says about them. A great club though, but
Yeah.
I got to 20 and I had to leave. I went down to Corinthians up the road for me. I was only in there maybe 6 months. I won my first All-Ireland. Then I won the All-Irelands the year after that. And then we just went mad in the gargle. Mad for the
You
gargle.
found the gargle
Yeah,
then?
I found the gargle. But I drank from when I was maybe 18.
Yeah.
Doesn't do me any favours, but we love it.
Yeah.
We love it.
We're on
Yeah.
there preaching about
Yeah.
being job, and then was like, I love the guy.
Yeah, we do. I love it, but look, it doesn't do me any favours. As I was saying, I was drinking last night, And I got mad anxious today. I thought you was winding me up.
You got part of it.
You didn't really think we were gonna have you on.
No, when I was over in Stephen's Green, I was like, these are winding me up. Imagine if you're over here and there's a camera laughing at me or something.
Yeah, really.
And tell them what happened when you rocked up, because you got here before us.
Yeah, so I rocked up, I came into the building and says, hey, I'm here to see Blake and Calvin and Terrence. And everybody goes, who are they?
What a man.
I know you're saying that definitely Blake winding me up. What's happening here?
Gosh, boy, yeah.
No, but
Right,
we were saying, we were saying before this, we wanted to have you on months ago, but then we knew the qualifiers was coming up, so obviously you can't be asking someone when like that up until then, that's the biggest point in your life, the qualifiers, and then you qualify and you can't say, right, you want to come on now when you're preparing for the Olympics, and now the Olympics is over, here you are, you know, so it's just that stretched out over what, about 3 months?
About 3, 4 months,
Yeah.
So like, I qualified in July, maybe June. No, June. Oh, was it June?
I think it was before June, wasn't
No,
it?
it wasn't.
It was the start of June. Very start of June.
And then, so before that, we knew you were going to the qualifiers, so we're like, you can't be asking them to come on when he's prepared by that, you know, so we wanted to have him on ages ago, but it's just this stretched out so long, you know what I mean?
Yeah, the qualifiers was great though. So I would, like, no one would have think I was going to qualify by myself, my coaches. Like, I'm probably the only one on the team that
From
has.
what? Why do you?
I'm the only one on the team that has no success in boxing. Like, well, I have success at national level, but I've never won a medal. I've never won a medal for Ireland. So to qualify, like, you're not really in with a show.
Right.
But I just had the mentality that I'm not going to be beaten.
Yeah.
Not a hope in hell I wasn't qualifying.
Right. Do us a favour, Emmet. Just bring us right back to the start again.
Right.
Tell us what school and all was like growing up before we get into the real details of boxing there.
So we went to Joey's.
Me and him were in the same school.
Why is it?
Yeah.
How old are you? Are you in the
I'm
same?
30, you're 27.
Yeah, I remember. So
my
I was
God,
only
the
thinking about
age
this
of the
today,
two
Emmet.
years.
Yeah. See, when yous were in, say, 5th and 6th year, I remember, like, we'd look at yous and be like, they're the outlets.
Yeah.
But when we were in 5th and 6th year, then obviously you'd finish, but I still felt like we were kids. So I would have been 2nd or 3rd year when you were down. So I was kind of doing my junior and you were doing your leaving. And I remember thinking, like, they're the outlets. So I felt so disconnected from yous. But then when we were in that position, looking back at the junior 3rd year, I felt closer to them. I didn't, because maybe we were childish.
Don't think.
We were childish.
We were.
Yeah.
I remember, like, we used to go around acting at Bollox, and all you used to be looking at us and all. Like, yous weren't messers the way we were. And I remember as well, because this popped into my head. So, yous a year had finished. I don't know what. We were in the old building, not the old building, the other building, not when you come into the right, the one on the left. And we were in the art room, yeah. And I took a tub of glitter. Right, and one of the other boys did. And do you remember you used to be able to walk down the stairs, like, and you could look over because the stairs winded down. And you a year had finished, so you were ahead of us, and I poured a tub of glitter over the stairs, all over a few of the boys in your year, and all I heard someone snapping, "Who the fuck is that doing that?" And he ran back up the stairs, but he ran past me, and I put my head down, and I swear the fright I got. Because I would have been about 14, 15, and this is, to me, it's a full-grown man running up the stairs covered in glitter, like, you know what I mean? But I remember I think you were just in front of him, and I remember just putting my head down and walking. I was like, fuck that.
Probably wasn't me anyway.
It wasn't you. It wasn't you anyways, yeah. But no, I remember that. You were all bleeding saints in that school. You were worshipped.
To be honest, I was never in school. I just went on the Mitch all the time.
Did you used to go on the Mitch, yeah?
Like, not out bad, and it's not like going playing Gallivant. I just used to go to Westwood. You just used to come in with me gear. I got to the 1st or 2nd class, skip out, go to Westwood for a few hours, come back.
You used to get away with that. We used to bleeding. We were on bleeding lockdown.
No, you used to get away with it, but here's actually a funny story, right? So I went on the Mitch one day, walked into Westwood, ever in Westwood?
Yeah.
Real long dressing room, walk in, at the leaving school, bag on me back, I look up, my earhead standing there in the nip. Standing there in the nip.
Who was it?
Can't tell you.
Yeah,
We can bleep it. We can bleep it.
teacher.
Bleep it. Go on, say it.
Mr.
No way.
Yeah, standing there
In the jazz
You're
fluid.
not going to bleep that, aren't you?
No, we will. We will. The boys will bleep that, yeah.
Yeah, standing there in the nip, looks up, makes eye contact with me. Just looked at him, I put my head down, never spoke a word to me again. Never spoke a word.
Did he
Yeah.
not? That's childish, that.
Yeah,
But I'm not
exactly.
seeing him in the blade nip.
Yeah.
Yeah, the jazz fluid. Some
Yeah, he
Mickey on
was
him.
all right. He was sound.
He was set. Nah.
I bumped into him a few years ago, so he retired, yeah. And this Harper was only a baby. I had it on a pram walking through town, and he ran outside Lifestyle on Henry Street. He ran across everyone in town and stopped me. And I was like, oh, how are you? And you know, you still call him sore and all. Like, you don't know what to call him. Like, so I was like, oh, how are you, son? He's like, is this your daughter? I was like, yeah. And he's like, how are you? I was like, oh, I'm grand, blah, blah, blah. And he bleeding, then he gave the baby a tenner. And I was like, oh, this is mad embarrassing. I was like, oh, what are you doing? And he's like, yeah. And he threw her in the pram. I was like, oh, this is fucking, what do I do here? You know what I mean?
I wouldn't even know what was saying him.
Would you? He noticed me now. He ran across and stopped me, you know what I mean?
But yeah, in school, I didn't really go. Like, I wasn't bad or I wasn't messing in school. As you said, we didn't mess.
Yeah, they were
But,
saints. They
yeah,
were
we were
worse. You used to get
They
away with
actually-
murder.
Brian O'Dwyer at the principal, he emailed me the other day, just saying, well done.
Class.
That's deadly, that.
Yeah.
Just saying, well done, congratulations, whatever. But, yeah, then we left school.
Had you all intentions of being a boxer and doing that as a living when you left school? Or
No, sure, I don't.
See, I didn't even know you boxed when we were in school.
I'm only doing it as a living the last year.
Yeah.
So we've been walking throughout this whole Olympics.
had
and
you got plans to do it for the future though?
we had plans, but I wasn't good enough.
Yeah.
Like, I wasn't good enough, and as I said, I wasn't living the correct lifestyle. I was drinking a lot, going out all the time, and just acting the bollocks. I remember,
Bad news.
I was drinking a week before the fight and all, and yeah, you're expecting to win. It's like you're pissing against the wind. It's never
Yeah.
gonna happen.
Especially
Um,
when cunts are literally living, eating, breathing that lifestyle.
You have to
12
like,
months of the
you
year.
You can't half deal boxing. Like,
Yeah.
someone's hitting you in the face. Like,
Yeah.
It's not like you're playing football and you have a team around.
Unless
You're going to
you're
be
John
carried there.
Jones.
You
Yeah.
can't be carried. You're literally getting a hiding if you're half down it.
Yeah, John Jones out on the sniff, drinking it the week before fights, and he's winning title fights and all against
but he's
these.
just top quality,
He's a
like,
different
yeah,
nature, him
yeah.
all together, isn't he? But
Yeah.
go on, yeah, so.
So left school, went walking, trying to come. I was taking boxing seriously, so I could always try and name them full time, but just walk, or else I was in college on top of it. As I said, went to Corinthians then, won my first All Ireland 20, won my second All Ireland 21 the year after, and then I was fighting at elite level now. But as I said, I was acting the bollocks, so I'd be
Yeah.
out on the weekend drinking, and then I'd be fighting the week after. I was basically getting battered. Basically getting battered.
not a hope.
I think at 21 I got like a B international, so they don't do it anymore. They used to be like the high performance, which is the team I'm on now, and then they had like a second Irish team where basically it's people that's coming through or they're not good enough to be on that team. So I had 1 or 2 internationals with them. You wouldn't even call them internationals, that was fights. And then we just went mad on the gargle out
Yeah.
every weekend. I think I stopped boxing then about 23 maybe. I stopped
For how long?
for 2 years.
Do you know how common that is? Like
It's a drink, though.
every boxer I talk to says that.
Yeah.
Like it's such a love-hate relationship with boxers in that sport. Like they love it for the few years. Something bad happens, they fall out of love with it. They fall back in love with it. It's-
Like you look at Jay and Keith Boyle and all, they walk. Now I'm just lucky enough that I came back to it.
Yeah,
Look, I still would have been around the club. I'd come down, do the odd bit of training, but I wasn't fighting.
yeah.
That was around 23, so I stopped for 2 years, and then we actually. So I actually didn't. I said I'd say this on the podcast because it brings a bit of attention to it. I suffered with depression
Right.
for maybe 8 years, maybe 16 to 24. So I'd be up and down all the time, and the gargle was probably a big reason to do with that.
Yeah, well, it usually fucking is.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
So
And do you think you kind of use it as a coping mechanism then?
the gargle,
Yeah.
just
A bit about like a
a bit
love hate
about,
thing.
yeah, a bit about, and I still never understood where the depression came from.
That's
Just,
what I was going to
yeah,
ask you. Did
like,
not know where it
no,
stemmed from.
no reason. Probably the lifestyle that I was living.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'd say it maybe started around 16, and then I was over in Amsterdam walking actually. So I used to do pipe fitting. I was over there walking, and I was like, "Do you know what? We can't do this lifestyle anymore." I think it was 24. My nephew was going to be born the next month after. I was like, I had to start living a correct lifestyle. I was like, when I get back, I'm gonna go back boxing. I says, I'm sick of living like this. So I would have been. What I used to do is, I'd walk Monday to Friday. I'd go out the weekend. I'd spend everything I have, fucking gambling, drinking, and then comes to Monday, I get land off in mat Thursday, pay her back on Thursday, do the same thing again.
Yeah.
I was doing that for a few years,
Yeah, it's a horrible old life.
and
To
then
be living.
yeah,
It's just repetitive. There's nothing going on.
it's repetitive, but it was all my own fault. Like, it was all my doing, and I couldn't really see. I couldn't you never blame yourself.
No.
You never blame yourself. So I just living a shite lifestyle.
I think when you're at that age, like in your early 20s, I'm here now, like, you know what I mean? But I'm alright, but a lot of people in their early 20s sort of don't know really what they want to do with their life, but they feel like they should have their life figured out.
Yeah, there's
And it's
pressure.
like, you're like, relax the fuck, chill out. You know
I
what I
suppose
mean?
like, we would have been in recession at that time as well.
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
I
There's not
did
much
not.
opportunity, you know.
Although I was walking, I didn't have a pot to piss on. But again, that's back to the lifestyle I was living.
Exactly, going out spending
Yeah.
every penny on the weekend.
And I was only an apprentice, so I was fucking, I think it was on about 300 quid a week or something.
Yeah.
They don't blade mad hours.
And you were saying
Yeah.
that you suffered with depression from what, 16 to 24?
16 to 24, yeah.
Yeah, and how did you cope with that then?
So I was over in Amsterdam, and I was living a shite life. I think I was working 70 hours a week over there. I was only there for 5 weeks.
Heavy.
I was working 70 hours a week. I was drinking every night. And I was like, you know what, when I get back here, I'm going off all this shit. I says, I'm getting my life back together. I came back, I went to play a football match the next day, and I bleeding broke my ankle. I was
Just
like,
your
what?
luck,
I was like, what? No, sorry, I came back. I went back to the boxing the second night I came back, and then I was going to go into, I think it was the Celtic Box Cup. I was going to go into that, try to get my shit together, and then the next day I broke my ankle. I was like, what the fuck? So I was even more depressed then.
Even more,
I was
shit.
out for about 6 weeks. I think that, my nephew's 5, so that would have been 2015 maybe, 2016. I came back and I was like, went back to the boxing club when I recovered, and I have not had one depressed day since that.
So you think the whole lifestyle change
Yeah.
just completely changed the whole outlook on life?
Just changed my outlook, being a lot more grateful for the people I have around me, my family, my friends, and then I love boxing, so I'm not been doing what I love nearly every day for the last 5 years, and I think that's a big thing. So if you are depressed or you're feeling down, you're the only person that can change that. And if you're still doing the stuff that make you upset or make you feel depressed, you're not going to get much
definitely.
better.
Yeah. You have to learn to blade fix it and blade. You know what I mean? You can't. Look, I don't mean this in a bad way, but you can't sit down and saying, "Oh, I'm depressed," but then you're still going out and you're doing drugs and you're drinking and you're eating shit food and you're doing things like that. If you want to change
You
it,
have to
because
take control of yourself.
I was the same myself, Emmet, but mine was all down to my lifestyle
Yeah.
of doing, like you said, the repetitiveness of just drinking and doing shit, and you're like, why the fuck am I doing this? But then you're hooked on it, then you're bleeding. You don't know how to learn to cope without it. You need to learn to cope without it. You need to learn to bleed. So I knew how I was going to help myself in that mental state was to stop drinking, get out of the bad company. I mean, stop being around people who are doing these things every time, because that gives you the itch, you know what I mean? If you have to switch it all up and feel better about it, don't get me wrong, we all have our bad days, but I'm in a much better state now than I was last year.
Exactly.
Do you get me? And that's
and
all
probably a
through
lot
the
of that's
lifestyle.
down to the gaggle and shit
100% it is. That's what I have a real hatred for drink. Like, don't get me
love it.
wrong. Yeah, listen, Emmet, I miss it every day. I miss that. I miss the parties. I miss it all. Don't get me wrong. But I know what it done to me, what it can do to people. You know what I mean? I've ended up in some mad states over that gaggle. And they're funny now. Even the whole Benidorm to Valencia story, they're funny to look back
They
on
are
now.
funny, yeah.
But if you really think about it, you're like, that drink has put me in some awful situations. Like, I've ended up bad in hospital, blinding me right eye for 8 weeks over bleeding fighting, and I had a broken jaw, broken eye socket, broken nose over fighting in a pub one night, and fucking the amount of blade stories, that even falling off a fucking cliff, like, it's a funny story now, but if you really think about it, like,
You could have died.
you're that close to death, like, and it sounds so dramatic, I don't mean to be dramatic about it, but I mean, like, them stupid
but you
little
can,
decisions can leave you in a bad way, and that's where the hatred, don't get me wrong, as I said, I miss it all, and I really, really do, but I wouldn't go back to it because I know what I can do.
Yeah, if
you get me?
if it doesn't agree with you, just don't do it. It's not worth it.
Exactly, and if you're in the state you're in, lifestyle changes are perfect.
Yeah.
And counselling also, if you can get your hands on counselling sessions and like that, brilliant.
Yeah, no, I didn't need counselling. I just needed to change my lifestyle.
Exactly.
That's all I
It's
done.
usually
And
the
then
huge help.
what happened was, because I changed my lifestyle, my boxing started getting better.
It's easy to say you just change that lifestyle, but I don't think people realise, like, this is what's causing your problem. Because you're going out on the drink, because you're in that cycle. As you said, you're walking bleeding Monday to Friday. You're on very little money as it is, and you're bleeding pissing it away. You're getting lens, you know,
And
like
then I'm on be saying I'm broke. Of course you're going to be bleeding broke. You're going out gambling and drinking.
Yeah.
Of course you're going to be bleeding. throwing money on horses left, right, and centre. Fucking.
But it's somehow normalised to go out and spend 200, 250
it's
on
the
the
Irish
out.
thing.
It's glamorised though, isn't it? It's like, you're out with the boys, that was some crack.
Yeah.
I used to go
Yeah.
out, I used to work at a good job, get good money in it, go out and spend €300 on the night out. Like, that's mad
And
money.
I think it's an Irish thing. Because
definitely
away
is.
at the Olympics, like obviously you do have other countries there, but none of them are drinking like us.
Yeah.
Like, I just think it is an Irish thing.
It is,
The
yeah.
amount of talent in Ireland that's around through drink is
100%.
unbelievable.
Bro, look at Saviour's Boxing Club.
Yeah.
We had a chat the other day with a friend, and he asked me, what's the story with like Saviour's Boxing Club? Like, a lot of people end up down the wrong road, and that's what we talk about all the time, is because it's like that, you know what I mean? Like, in there, like, a lot of people they've that dedication, they're committed to doing that thing. So it's either that road or else down that bad road of drink. And
There's
a lot
nothing
of
worse as well than wasted talent, boys.
Yeah.
break your
Like,
blade in the
saying
heart.
sound, like, so I got to the Olympics, like, I'm quite average at boxing, but I have a very good work ethic and I do a lot of things right. In St. Saviour's, I can name off top of my head 5 people that
would potentially be
could
world
have, that
champions.
would have been Olympians and would have probably gone on to be world champions.
Yeah.
But the gag around them and other stuff around them, and they didn't get there. I did.
It's madness, yeah.
And then that's the old saying, isn't it? Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard.
Exactly. That's it. And then when I came back to boxing, the big thing was, we've been taught with a few of these people that I used to box with. I'm hitting out the table again.
No, you're all right.
Yeah, so been taught with a few people that I used to box with, and the regret they have, I think it probably cost them depression because they realised how good they were and they threw the best years away.
Yeah.
So when we went back to boxing, I was like, right, I'm going full steam ahead at this Olympics. If I make it, I make it. If I don't, I don't. But at least I won't have a regret.
Yeah, at least you give it your all.
Give it
Yeah.
my all, yeah.
Exactly, and that's like I was saying, a lot of these drop out in their early 20s because see their friends living this lifestyle and they think it's cool to be out fucking selling drugs, taking drugs, this, that, and the other. You're blinded. You think
Yeah,
you
of
think you know
course.
we're all at them ages, and then they try it, and then before you know they're caught up and there's no way back. And then they get to their 30s and they sort of realise, fuck, like I had got something good there, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what you were saying, like people who are depressed, there's a little tweak in your lifestyle, you know what I mean? Can
Change everything. Change the people that you're with. Change the environment that you're in.
Yeah,
and
the cycle that you're in,
like
yeah.
I haven't had one depressed day. Well, when I got beaten, I did. But that's true, getting beaten. But I haven't
You've
been
not,
depressed
you've not
since
been
that.
able to knock
Yeah.
it out of
Yeah.
bed, so
That's a scary thing about depression, those lads, that it comes on out of nowhere, and you're like, why do I feel this way? Whereas people who have like tragedy, and what, like you said, you got best, so you knew why you felt sad.
Yeah.
But some people are just waking up and being like, why do I feel terrible today?
Yeah.
You've nothing there, and that's
And that's
a
exactly
scary
that's
thing.
how I would have been.
Yeah.
Like, and I couldn't pinpoint the reason why, but
And that's what makes it worse, because it's fucking with your head even more. But then, like you said, you knocked the gargle on the head. You gave yourself a goal, something to focus
Yeah,
on. You know,
exactly.
so you changed it, little tiny changes like that. And the big thing what you're saying there, Emmet, yeah, which is brilliant. You took on the responsibility. You knew this is me. This is what
exactly.
I'm going to change this because I'm causing this.
Yeah.
And that's the big
I
thing.
think
There.
that's the big thing with people. They don't realise because it's easy to blame everyone else. but
Exactly.
It's hard
But
to
a lot
say
of it is like that. A lot of it is like from childhood trauma, and they don't realise why they're
Mm.
feeling that way. You know what I mean? And it's scary to think, because like we've all suffered with some sort of
Yeah.
mental health, and that feeling of not being able to get out of bed because the fear of the
Mm.
unknown. You're like, why the fuck do I feel like this? A lot of that is true childhood trauma as well. You know what I mean? But big lifestyle changes like that.
But yeah, before
Set
you start.
yourself goals, get yourself a hobby, do things like that. You know what I mean? Change your company up.
Gosh, yeah. And I
Before-
suppose that, as I said, that led me to doing better on boxing. So I think in 2017, I hadn't won one fight in the elites, and then I would have been 25. I've entered it 3 or 4 times, been beaten the first fight, every championships. I went into this championship saying I'm winning this. No one's gonna beat me. I had 3 fights, won all 3, and that's what got me onto the Irish team then. And sort of I realised this dream could become true. Like
You're onto
I
something
went,
here.
yeah, I
kinda.
went. So I was brought onto the elite team then. That was 2017. We had the European Championships in June, maybe 2017. So that was the next goal. Like this was the start of the Olympic cycle. Went to the Europeans, won my first fight, got played even better around my second fight. And then I came back. I was after being injured then. I had a hernia in my groin, so I was actually out for a year after that. So from 2017 to 2018, I didn't fight. I had no fights at all. And then
Emma, when did you set the goal to be an Olympian? What age?
that's what I always. So
That
we
was
would
so
have
from the
been. I would
get-go.
have been in St. Saviour's, and people I would have looking up to would have been Darren Sutherland. He
Yeah.
was the big person that I looked up to. He was an Olympian, so I wanted to be like him. He'd be down the club, he'd be trying to 1-2. I'd be looking at him, I'd be trying to 1-2. You try to mimic him, and he was my role model growing up.
Yeah, I remember he brought the medal into the club.
yeah.
And all, it was late. There was
An
loads of
absolute
pictures with him
legend,
and all, we all
legend.
have.
Like, so that's where I got the Olympic dream from, and that never went away. So although I might go pro, I've never had any ambitions of being a professional boxer.
It was
It
always an
was
Olympian.
always the Olympics. And now I got beaten in my first fight. I'm like, well,
It's mad, I know.
yeah, I know, but
that
like,
sort of plays it down. Getting to the Olympics is
yeah,
massively.
it is massive, and I actually didn't realise how big I was until I got back.
You
Till Jarrah
didn't.
went- Yeah,
you still don't realise
Yeah.
what happened after
Yeah.
your fight
Yeah.
over here.
Even before
was-
it, Emmet.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
so-
everywhere, Emmet.
Even
and
if you look
everywhere.
at your interview, I only watched it back the other day, and I was thinking, like, it's easy now looking back because you can see, but at the time when you were like, oh, this, that, and you're heartbroken, and you're like, mate, if that had been in Dublin, if you get that interview in Dublin, you'd realise what it was like.
Yeah. So like, as I said, you're in Japan, you don't realise the effect, although you have social media, even though I'm on my holidays. Yeah, although you have social media, you still don't realise the effect that it's having at home. And then when I came back there a few days ago, like, people just stopped me. I went down to the boxing club on Saturday. One of the uncles said, I joined boxing because of you.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
it's fucking
how does
great,
that
like,
make you feel?
Brilliant. Brilliant. Like, so,
We spoke about that last week between yourself and Kelly both being from the inner city. If that can have a ripple effect, and some kid can look
it
to
will
you,
have a ripple effect.
you know what I mean? Because
100%
this,
it will.
you know what I mean? Like your story is unbelievable, and you're going to go into more as well about the few bits of pieces you had to do to get over there
Yeah.
in the first place. But I mean, that can have a ripple effect. Some kid can go, Emmet Brennan got to the Olympics. You're sitting there saying you were a very average boxer. You just put the work in. It's all about putting that
Course.
work in. If some little kid can look up to that and go, I'm going to do that. That's
And
all
not
it
even
is.
little kids, someone
Yeah.
who was in the late teens, 17,
Course,
18,
yeah.
saying, do you know what, I might knock this
Have to
boxing on the
start
head.
somewhere, yeah.
But
Oh,
not
you
even that, they
mean,
might knock
yeah.
it on the head. As you said, like, it's a common thing
Yeah.
that people get to that age and fall out over it and be like, well, Jesus, it's not too late for me to say, I'm
Course,
going to
yeah.
go on the next Olympic cycle.
It's similar to, like, so if you can see it, you can be it. So I seen Darren Sutherland, that's where I got the inspiration from. If these kids can see the likes of myself and Kelly, even yourselves, like, doing good things, if you can see people in your area doing that, it does motivate you to do better.
Definitely.
I think so. Anyway.
Yeah, because you can sit there and say, look at them blading shite bags. I'm going to be better than them.
If them two can have a podcast, we can have a podcast. Yeah, no, but that's what it is. Once you can see it, you know what I mean? Because that's what we spoke about this before. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I said it before, but I think I butchered it before. But it's like, remember I was saying to you before about
About
like,
the records.
the records. You ever see
Yeah.
those Guinness World Records that I held for fucking 100 years, right? And then someone breaks it. So like, I've seen one before, and that's where I thought of it. It was like 100 meter, the 500
40
meter,
in a
or
mile,
40
is it?
meter.
No,
Well,
only
it's some
this
sort
one.
of run.
It's the 4 minute
4
mile
minute
because we were
mile,
talking
yeah.
about this the other day.
Well-
So it was a 6 minute mile was the record for like 70 years. Yeah, never been broken, and some fella bet it. And when he did it, like if you look
Yeah.
back, it's in black
Within,
and
like,
white. It's
2 years,
unbelievable.
how-
Like,
No, but I mean, this was a different one. It was like a something 100 meter run, anyways. And so it hadn't been broke for years. And then someone broke it, and then it got broke 3 times that year.
Yeah.
And that's because if you can look to someone doing it, so everybody has that mental
yeah.
block, and they're like, that just can't be beaten. It's there too long. Then someone breaks it, and they're like, fuck, that's doable. Then everybody's
Yeah,
mind
of course.
changes.
We were talking
Standards
about it the
get
other
a
day.
little bit
Yeah.
higher all the time.
Exactly, you know.
The
what I
6
mean?
minute mile thing.
It's a farm in a mile, isn't
yeah,
it?
so it was 70 years it stood for a fella broke it, and then within 2 years
Yeah.
it's down to a 4 minute mile.
What, people are just
Breaking it,
Right,
mad.
I think it's
that's-
see when the 4 minute mile was broke, like within 2 years, something like 20 or 30 people had broke that then.
It's been, I've seen
madness,
it. If you Google it, yeah, so when your man broke the 4 minute mile, since then it's like, it's the standard now. If you think you're a good
Yeah,
distance
actually,
runner,
where's the
that's
fella gone that he's used to have?
Connor?
Yeah.
Oh, we sacked him, bro.
We miss Colin. We'll bring him back when we're millionaires.
No, but
yeah?
we're only talking about this the other night on the track, so that's the standard then. Like, if you think you're a good runner, right, can you do a 4 minute
Yeah.
mile?
That's
You know what I mean?
madness.
Whereas,
But that's what we're saying. Like, it's like once you see something happening, it's like, oh fuck, Emmet Brennan's at the getting to the Olympics. I can do that.
Yeah, of
Yeah.
These
course.
boys at the setting up a podcast and it's successful, if that's what you call it. We can do that. You know what I mean? And that's sort of ripple effect. You know what I mean? Because we had a meeting there a couple of weeks ago with Darren O'Connor. Shout out Darren O'Connor. And they were talking about bringing like podcasting into the youth centres now.
yeah, and media and all. And we're
Do you know
like,
what I mean? We're
brilliant.
like, that's madness. Like, that's unheard of. But that's two young plus from the inner city at down. It's like, now the other kids can look and do it if they wanted. Probably don't. But yeah, do you know what I mean? So back to your story.
Where
Emmet.
was I? What did I finish up on?
You were at getting to the Olympics. and
Yeah,
whatever,
so 2017, I realised, right, I can do this. I just changed my mindset. The lifestyle I was living was great. Went to Europeans, got better around, came back, got me injury. I was out for a year. So I was out from 2017 to 2018. I got an operation on my groin, I think like in October 2018. And the elites were in January 2019. So I only had...
close, yeah.
I was very close. So it was 8 weeks after the operation, I could go back training. So I got back training maybe 5 or 6 weeks before the elites. And this was the last chance. The winner of these elites were going to the Olympic qualifier. So if I didn't win these, I was snookered basically.
Yeah.
I didn't win them.
Spoiler alert.
I didn't expect that to go that way.
I didn't win them. I got to the final. I got to the final. I struggled like fuck. I couldn't make the weight. So I was fighting at 75 at the time. Big 75. I won my first 2 fights. I got to the final and I got beaten. So I was like, oh jeez, that's it. This is over. Back to work with me. I was back to work the next week. I was like, Jesus, what am I gonna do? I was thinking about emigrating. I didn't know what I was gonna do. And then I got an email to go back up to the Irish team. Like I thought, that's it. They're after getting rid of me. I was back up at the Irish team, and I was just like, right, I'm number 2 or number 3 now. I have to do everything right to try to get myself to number 1. So like I wasn't like the hardest trainer on the room. I wasn't. You heard the motto like first in, last out. That wasn't me. I'd make sure I was there early. I'd make sure I warmed up correct, trained as hard as I could, done all the right things, and make sure I cooled down correct. Just normal things.
Getting everything right though.
Just getting it, the little small things that'll help you just get better and better and better. And then a few of the lads at my weight were acting the bollocks and they got fucked off the team. So it gave me a chance that I could actually go to the qualifiers.
Yeah.
But I didn't.
Again,
Keep setting us up here.
They keep setting us up and you're like, but I didn't.
I didn't. So I went to Germany. There was a multi-nations. They didn't send to that 75s because they wasn't training correct or they were acting the bollocks forever. I got beaten. I won my first fight there again. Got beaten in my second fight. I was like, oh jeez, that's it. This is over. They're not going to pick me again. And then what we do coming up to tournaments, you have so you'd spar with the other people in your way. Like you wouldn't fight them. You do like open sparring sessions, and whoever's doing better will probably go to the tournament. The young from my way was top quality, Michael Nevin. They picked him over me. I was distraught. I was like, that's it. The Olympic dream is over. But they sent me to another tournament. So he went to Europeans, and I went to Ukraine. Again at 75. I went over. I won my first 2 fights, and I got played and dropped in my 3rd fight. I got dropped. After that fight, I've never felt heartbreak like that in my life. I was crying for about 6 hours after the fight. I was in bits. I thought, really, that's it. The Olympics is over. There's no way I'm going to be sent to the
No more
qualifiers.
chances
There's
now.
no more chances. So this was like 2019. The Olympics were supposed to be 2020,
yeah.
so the qualifiers were coming up. And then what happened, because remember in Rio, all the scandal with the robberies and stuff like that. So
This day 5 years ago,
it
Mick
was
Conlon got robbed
yeah.
and ran amok. So
Is this
shout out to Mick. This day 5 years ago, shout out to Mick, yeah.
Brilliant, yeah. So he's not trying to get him on, right?
Yeah, he's my best mate on Twitter now, yeah. He followed me today.
Yeah, so where was he?
You said all the scandal come out.
Yeah,
So,
all the scandal came out. So what happened was the Olympics actually took, so AOIBA is the government
Yeah.
body for boxing.
the Olympics
The
took back
Olympics
over.
took over and
Yeah.
got rid of AOIBA. So the qualifiers that were supposed to be in 2019 actually got put back to 2020. So it was like, right, I have another chance. And then Joe Ward, he went pro and left 81. So
In fairness, he was cleaning
he
up
was
in 81.
cleaning up.
Yeah.
He actually, shout out to him, he done me a favour.
Yeah.
He done me a favour. But look, I think all this was meant to happen,
Yeah.
the way it worked out. So he went pro, and then there was an open spot there at 81, but there was about 8 of us going for it. And all the lads were good fighters.
Tony Brown and all.
Tony Brown.
Shout
and
out to
that.
Tony.
Yeah, Tony Brown. But not being bad. I knew I'd beat them all. In my head, I was going to win that
Well, that's
tournament.
you can't say I'm not being bad. That's you have to have that
You have to
mindset.
have that
If that's the case, you shouldn't be there. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You're not there to make up the
Yeah,
numbers.
Of course. So the elites, the championships, the All Irelands, they were in like November 2019, and I knew this is your last chance. The winner of this is going to the qualifiers. So that's where the whole credit union loan came out. So I wasn't on funding. I used to work part time in the Markovic, and then I train with the Irish team. So we would have been what I used to do was train Monday in my club, and then I train Tuesday to Friday with the Irish team. Then I'd go walk Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday morning, and then just do that over and over and over again. I was like, right, if I'm doing this, I'm not going to win the All Irelands. You're pissing against the wind.
Whereas what, like, so everyone else is training full time. They don't
Full-time.
work.
Well, most of them don't work. If you're on funding, you're not going to be working.
Do they get like a grant or kind of?
Get a grant.
Really, yeah.
Grant off the government. Like, it's a sporting grant. You've earned it. Like.
Yeah.
So you get that through winning competitions, which I wasn't doing, so I
Yeah.
didn't get it. But, like, it's right and wrong because...
Not everyone can win the competition, but
Not
they could
every-
be at a
yeah.
good level where they
Yeah,
should
you
be
still
funded.
should be getting a little
Yeah.
bit of funding, which I wasn't getting. And look, fair enough, because I wasn't meeting the criteria. So I was like, right, I'm going to get a credit union loan. I'm going to go training full time and win these elites. And that's what I done. So
Yeah.
we went.
It's unbelievable. But
Yeah, I
that's
think-
like,
That's something else.
Yeah,
isn't it?
I went.
completely backing yourself.
Yeah, well, you have to back yourself. It was the last chance. So if I got beaten in these elites, I wasn't going to the Olympics. It was as simple as that. I was like, right, fuck it. Go get a loan.
have to go
you have the rest of
full-time.
your life to pay that back.
Yeah.
And sure, even if they don't pay it back, what are they going to do? Yeah. I was like, right, yeah.
Phone on airplane mode, didn't it? Stick your phone on Patrick Kluivert. Yeah.
So I was like, right, take the loan. I actually joined Dublin Docklands then. I was in Glasnevin before that. And like a slut of boxing club.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know
well, for
you're
a
a little
boxing club.
dope for that, yeah.
So I joined Dublin Docklands, the best move I made, because I wasn't happy in Glasnevin. Went to Dublin Docklands, Philip Keogh took me in, and an unbelievable trainer, really looked after me, and my performances in them elite championships were top quality. I won them, and then that put me into position to go for the Olympics. Then I got put on a grant, thank God. So I was on 12 grand a year, which isn't, it's not a lot of money,
But it helps.
it does help.
yeah,
It
definitely,
takes the pressure of trying to get a few bob up. You don't have to work or whatever. Yeah, that led to training for the
Qualifiers.
For the qualifiers. So they were in March 2020, and then I was in college as well at the meantime. In the meantime, like 6 weeks before, and my dad took a heart attack. I was like, oh, for fuck's sake! Now he's all right now, but he was very, very blessed at the time. He should have died. Like, I was down in college at the time. Just weirdly enough, did you ever get a feeling?
Yeah.
So I had a feeling that morning. I don't drive, so he dropped me to the train station, and I was like, something's up here.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck? And I was actually, I'm doing strength and conditioning. We were studying all about the heart and heart diseases. I was like, something's fucking up here. I couldn't put my head around what was up. And then about 1 o'clock, I got a phone call out my sister. I says, what's wrong? I was Dad's having a heart attack. I said, I know. Just mad. Like, I just knew. I was like, what the fuck? Now, this is 6 weeks before the biggest fight in my life that after giving everything away for. I was down in Torres in college. I fucking had the bag on my back, sprinted for the train, got the train back to Dublin. Didn't look like he was going to survive. He was fucked. He was all tubes coming out of him. Yeah, he was in bits. And then I had to go to Italy to a training camp the week after, and he just made a miraculous recovery. I thought he was dead. But then I was like, you know what? Fucking life is precious. I'm gonna give the next 6 weeks everything I have.
Yeah.
We got to London for the qualifiers. We had a fight against Bosnia.
So you went to Italy though?
Yeah, I went to Italy.
Yeah.
I didn't want to go.
Yeah.
I didn't want to go. My mum was like, look what you're after giving up. You
Yeah.
have to giving up your whole life to get to this situation. What you going to do with saying here? You can't help them.
Yeah.
You're not a doctor. There's nothing you can do. So I was right, I'll go. Went to Italy, done the training camp, got to London for the qualifiers. My dad made a recovery by then. I was over the moon, but I was like, do you know what? I'm going to give this everything I have. Went into the first fight. I got a dream draw. I got Bosnia. So something that you'd pay money for that draw. Stopped him in the first round. Second round I stopped him in. And then I was training for the next this was on Paddy's Day 2020 when we went into lockdown. I was training to lose the weight for the next fight. We were I think we we're in a taxi going back to the hotel. Taxi man goes, "You're going home tomorrow." I says, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "COVID, the place getting shut down." And then he was right. We got sent home on Paddy's Day back to Ireland. And I thought I was like, the Olympics is over. I'm not to go doing all this for fucking nothing.
Yeah, they could have called that off. Like, and a
It
lot of
looked
people
like they were
thought-
going to call her off.
Yeah.
And I was like, Jesus Christ, I'm down $4,000. Got to get a loan out for nothing. It says,
Yeah, but it's a lifetime
Yeah.
of walk on down the drain
Yeah.
maybe that you're thinking about. Like.
so you're gutted, but you're still trying to train just in the hope that
Something happens.
something does happen.
Yeah.
And then we go,
Especially you, if
Yeah.
it's after happening this much, you're like,
Yeah.
do you know what, might happen again.
and we happened. I was like, do you know what? Just keep training, keep training. Then I thought the Olympics was going to go ahead in 2020. I was like, do you know what? It's the Olympics. They have to go ahead.
Yeah.
The money that Japan's had to
Yeah.
invest into that. But then we got word that they put back to next year. I was like, grand. I'm 29 at the time. I was like, oh, for fuck's sake. I'll be 30 out. I want to sort of ground my life and do whatever I have to do. And then just kept on training. And then Christmas, I got COVID. I was like, for fuck's sake. I was like, just had no luck.
Just setback after
setback after
isn't it?
setback. So we were supposed to have the qualifiers in March. We were.
So what happened there, Emmet? So see the way you got through the first round in
Yeah.
the qualifier and they put it all back. Did they say to you, like, yeah, when this resumes, you're in the second round?
Yeah, the tournament was just picking up from where it
Exactly
left
like
off.
that, yeah.
Exactly like that.
So how it went is how it would have went the year before, pretty much.
Yeah, it was
All
just
right.
the exact same tournament. I was fighting the exact same person.
Yeah.
But it was mad. So I was fighting Switzerland. You have a year to study this fella.
Yeah,
You'd
but
never
he's a
ha-
year to study you.
Yeah, exactly. And we came up with a game plan. The lads came up quality game plan, and I beat him. Not handy. I beat him well enough. But before that, so you're going back to Christmas. The qualifiers were supposed to be in March. I got COVID. I was like, for fuck's sake, I'm not meant to go to these Olympics.
Yeah.
So it was about 4 weeks trying to recover from that. It wasn't too bad with COVID, but coming back to training after,
Yeah,
I
the
was,
time off killed you.
yeah, I was fucked. My breathing wasn't bad, but I just kept on getting cramps in my muscles and stuff. I was like, this is gonna be a hard bleeding thing to pull off. Kept on training. Then I ended up getting injured. I got 2 elbow injuries and shoulder injury, so my shoulder's still.
And when was this now?
This is so I didn't spar before the qualifiers.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
So
mentioned
said
that.
in your
So
interview.
sorry, the qualifiers got pushed back because of COVID then to June. So it was really grand. Have a little bit of time to train, get myself in good shape. And then I got the 2 elbow injuries. I actually got them last summer. They just wouldn't go. And then I got a shoulder injury about 6 weeks before the qualifiers. So we didn't spar. I got 5 rounds of sparring. I was like, I remember going to get my elbow injected in the Kappa Hospital. All the lads were training, and I remember I was like, Jesus, I'm not doing all this for fucking nothing. I came back and I was listening to your podcast in the hotel with Willow White,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I was fucking in tears crying. I was just crying. I was like, fucking 5 years for absolutely nothing. Like going to an Olympic qualifier and not training, you're not qualifying.
Yeah, and that
Like,
episode wouldn't have helped either.
yeah,
Jesus
and
Christ,
then-
shout out to Willow White.
Yeah, and then do you know what? It was a great episode.
A
though.
brilliant
Some
episode.
serious story behind it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I had the qualifiers in 3 weeks. After getting them injections, and I was like, do you know what? After everything I'm after going through, I'm just gonna give this hell, give it everything I can. Got to the qualifiers, won my first fight there, which would have been the second one because I'd beat
Yeah.
Bosnia.
So
the
you're in
year
the round
before.
3 now.
I'm into round 3 against Croatia. I'm still fucked. Like me now, in fairness, the doctors and all, they had me on every painkiller you could think of, and it was helping at the time. I fought Croatia, he beat me, and then I went into a box off with Sweden.
So what happened? Did he go straight through then? He's in the Olympics.
He's in the Olympics.
Yeah,
So
and
that fight was actually to qualify.
Yeah.
And he beat me, and then I got out of the ring. I was like, I knew I had another chance, so I was like, brush that fight off.
Yeah.
You still have one more chance to go. Give this everything. And I remember just before the last fight against Sweden, I don't really get too nervous before fights. I'd be all right. But I was just sitting there in the changing room. I was like, this is just another fight. I know it's to get the Olympics, but I actually don't care. It's just 9 minutes of fighting.
Yeah.
If I win this, I'm in the Olympics. If not, I followed the process to get here. Whatever happens, happens.
Yeah.
And I got in. Did you see that fight? No?
Yeah, it was a
like
scrap,
blade and
wasn't a
wrestling
fight.
match. I
It
felt
was a
like it
scrap.
about a cut on my eyes, little scar and that.
Yeah.
He gave me about 20 loaves.
Yeah.
Yeah. Blade and Muay Thai or something he was doing.
I was screaming at the
Yeah.
telly. I was like,
No,
yeah.
the two years
fuck's
dug
sake.
in.
Yeah.
And, but do you know what? If you were to say to somebody, what do you think they're fighting for? You'd say
Yeah.
they're fighting for a spot in the
Yeah,
Olympics.
exactly.
You knew
Yeah.
it. You
It
knew
was-
that was the last chance
It was
either of them
everything.
has.
And friends to him, although he was dirty, he was giving her everything as well.
Yeah.
And I qualified, and we can't explain the feeling. The qualifying was the best day of my life. It was fucking
Could see the
mad. It
emotion.
just-
And the relief,
yeah,
everything.
it was relief, madness, and then thinking of me dad and all that, my family have backed me. It
Where
was-
you came from, everything.
Yeah, but like I didn't get too emotional after that. It was just more excitement and
Yeah.
buzzing. Rang home, everyone was buzzing at home. It was unbelievable. And then when I got back, I was like grand. I think the injuries are gone. Fucking 4 spar back, I got a rib injury. I could only do 1 round. I had to get out. The Olympics are in 5 weeks. I was like, not this again. Right. So we're in Miyazaki. We're in a training camp with Australia, USA, France, and 1 or 2 other teams. So all the lads are sparring away. I'm injured. Fucking, I can't spar.
Nothing you
Yeah,
can do,
can't
yeah.
And so the other countries looking at you, like,
Yeah,
yous are
so
all
you'd
walking
be
away.
sparring people in your own way.
So you could be sparring some you're fighting.
Yeah, so Kurt Walker sparred that lad, the American lad beating. He sparred
Madness.
him 2 or 3
Did
times.
he? Yeah. That's nuts.
Now Kurt actually should have beaten him. See that fight now?
No, didn't watch
He
it.
won, he won 2 rounds but lost the fight. The
How?
way the scoring went. So he got beaten 5-0 in the first round. Then he won the second and the third round, maybe
Probably
3-2.
3-2. Yeah,
Ah,
yeah.
So he
that
still
is
lost the fight.
toxic.
So they had all that up, do they? Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it just went by whoever won, like, unanimous that round. That's
No,
what I
so
thought.
it goes on wherever the judge gives it. So whoever the judge gives the fight.
Yeah.
So I think 3 judges gave it to America and 1 gave it to
That's
Kurt.
tough
Or
to
2 gave it
take
to
that,
Kurt.
innit, but
Yeah, horrible as well. Especially that was for a medal.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
the coaching situation as well was a hard
And
one.
Billy, did you see the interview? So
Yeah, did
Billy
you see
was,
the interview with Billy Walsh?
Nah, Billy Walsh. That's the first time he's fought against Ireland since.
Yeah, he left the Irish
Since
setup.
he left the Irish
He
setup.
left the Irish setup and went to the USA.
I don't know the story, yeah.
Nah,
Billy
okay.
Walsh, a coach for Ireland. Yeah,
Right.
he's from Wexford.
From Wexford,
Yeah,
yeah.
coach for Ireland, and many years.
He's there since the start of high performance, so maybe 15, 16 years.
And bit of controversy. He didn't get kept on or
Yeah,
something like
I'm
that.
not
Wasn't
gonna go into that.
a bit of politics there, yeah.
Yeah.
He goes to the US setup. He's the one who brought Kurt Walker into the Irish setup. And he gives his interview after hit.
And it was his young fella that beat Kurt
That beat
Walker.
Kurt.
Yeah,
yeah.
and so Kurt
yeah.
Walker's devastated, obviously gives a heartbreaking interview. Billy Walsh gives an interview after it. And he's bleeding, he
in
breaks
bits,
down as
he's
well.
crying.
See them Olympic
Yeah.
interviews, you included your
yeah.
country, lumping me throat.
Boys, look, I don't mind them. Fair enough, you get emotional, but don't be doing that first thing in the morning, Emmet.
Yeah,
It's very
look,
selfish
You
of
need
you,
to
bro.
really-
realise we were waking up,
You're waking
9
up
in the
sobbing,
morning,
crying.
sobbing.
But anyways,
Where we
go on. What were you going to say?
like, you're at that point and you're giving everything up, and you get beaten, and some fella's throwing a blade and camera in your face and
Yeah,
the mic.
that's
Like,
it,
when
but-
they know when your emotions are
Yeah.
high.
I know, but
Yeah.
they were brilliant interviews.
That was the
and
beauty.
They
Calvin
were good
said last
interviews.
week.
Yeah, they were good interviews. I think all the boxing interviews are great.
Yeah.
Like in Ireland, anyway, like boxers are sort of looked down on. Like,
Yeah.
we're not well supported.
Well,
but
it's obvious, yeah.
And it's a strange one because that's where you're nearly guaranteed medals, I think.
yeah, like, well, that's where we get most of the medals from,
Yeah.
is boxing. But like, if you're going around looking for sponsorship, it's not
Yeah,
easy as a
don't,
boxer.
yeah.
Like, it's just, I don't know, we're working class people, most of the boxers, and
Yeah.
we're not well supported before the Olympics. But then when the Olympics come around
Everyone's
every
your
4
best
years, everyone's jumping on it.
This is a conversation we've had.
Yeah, like,
You know what
it
I mean?
is. It's strange because, like, all the interviews that the Irish boxers done were great. I
Every
thought
one of
anyway,
them,
every
yeah.
single one of them we came across very well. And then like the likes of RT come to the. You was with RT?
No.
No, I
Leave
is
it,
right.
RT,
Yeah.
Will you stop there with that?
Did you not see that yoke on the mic there, yeah?
Well, we go loud,
Go loud.
pal, yeah.
Fuck's sake, man.
Shout out, go loud.
So RT come around every 4 years, and then they want to do with boxing again for another 4 years. Do you get me? So it's a strange situation.
But you were saying, so
Yeah.
you're in, the boys are all sparred and you're...
In Miyazaki, I'm not sparring, I'm injured. I fucking end up having to get a depository up my hole. Do you know what that is?
Yeah.
Like fucking
No.
medication.
It's suppositories, isn't it?
Is it? I
Yeah.
said depository.
So you don't want anyone leaving a deposit up your hole.
No, you don't. End up getting suppository up your hole. Fucking.
What's your pository up
It's
your
like a
hole?
blade.
It's the only way you can take a tablet.
Yeah.
Well, these are tablets you
Oh,
get.
for the
Yeah.
Johnny Giles.
No,
No.
for me bleeding. Probably-
Hey, Who won the push has to stick your yoke up his arm for the Johnny Jones. And the things that can score them out. Oh, she's not a hope.
Right, we'll probably have to believe.
Yeah, we won't be deleting that.
All right, we'll leave that there.
Back to you, so you're shoving things up your hole.
Shoving things up your hole, trying to get better. Doesn't work. Still in bits, so my shoulder, my elbows, my ribs at me this time as well. So no sparring. I got sparring with the 60 kilo girl and the 75 kilo girl, Amy Broadhurst and Lisa O'Rourke. I got like 3 or 4 rounds with them just because I couldn't spar a man, because if he catches me on the ribs or he catches me on the shoulder, I'm gonna be out. So I couldn't take that risk. And then we get the draw. You're in the Olympics. You're looking. You want some sort of good draw, especially after all the bad luck I had, and you're drawn against the world silver medalist. So you're like, fuck, this is gonna be tough. But you're like, do you know what? I went through a lot to get here. I'm just gonna throw everything at it. Give it everything I have no regrets. In my head, I thought I could beat him. Obviously didn't go that way. I got in and I was just so
But that isn't the other parts, and you've been saying that it's like that is a letdown. That wasn't a letdown though, because everybody over here seen the hard work. Seen the fight, seen everything. You did everybody.
Yeah, but again with that interview, no one sees the 5 years before that, so that's where you're dwelling up a little bit, because you're giving everything to get here, and then
you're only seeing it from your you've probably got the blinkers on. Or I didn't win, it's a letdown. Whereas everyone else was like, Emmet Brennan's at the boxing out of his skin there.
Yeah, and look, it's the Olympics.
Yeah,
I'm only sort of coming around to that now.
Yeah, and what you said there, so he's a world silver medalist, and I think we talked about before, what was he, 3rd favourite to get the gold?
3rd favourite, something like that.
So on paper, you didn't stand a chance.
Oh no, on paper I didn't stand a chance.
But you still got a round off him.
Yeah, but in my head, like, it doesn't matter what price someone is in the
No,
bookies. In
not,
my head,
not in the Olympics anyways.
Yeah.
So there was loads of upsets in the Olympics.
Definitely. So you took a round off him, which shouldn't have happened.
I didn't think I took a round. I got beaten 3-2 in the 2nd round. Not that one.
No, he didn't take the round. A couple of judges
Yeah.
had him up in the round, but he didn't take it.
Did you not take it? No. Well, that's the case.
I had a good 2nd round though.
You did, yeah.
4th round, I was just so far off the pace. Obviously, I hadn't trained.
Look, listen, you're not here making excuses. You said that already.
Yeah.
The injuries are there. Do you know what
They're
I mean?
there, yeah. And then you go out and they're showing them weak in your face.
I'm glad they did though.
Yeah. No, look, I am
gave you
glad.
the recognition you deserved, I think.
And it's the beauty of it.
Yeah. So I did come across well, and although I was crying like a baby, you do sort of come across well, and loads of people have come up to me since, and they've said, well done, whatever.
It's pure passion though, do you know what I mean?
And then some fella made a GoFundMe for me.
Yeah, I was saying that, yeah. What happened there?
So we're 8 hours ahead. I just woke up and there's bleeding $2,000 to GoFundMe for the credit union loan that someone's paying off about a month before that for me. So a fella I have that sponsors me paid her off.
Before you went over?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
So he paid her off, so I actually don't have that loan anymore.
Do you want to give me a shout out there?
Yeah, Sabios is the company, they're like a tax and advisory company.
Yeah.
He paid that off for me. Sound fella, Aidan, his name is.
Fair play.
Yeah.
It takes a bit of pressure off being going
Ah,
over
yeah,
there,
of
you know?
course. Like, but then I wake up and there's bleeding $2,000 to GoFundMe page. First thing I'm thinking, it's a scam.
Yeah.
I'm like, some of us are setting up a GoFundMe page. People are throwing £100 into it.
Yeah.
Like someone's scamming them. So I don't know how Twitter works.
Yeah.
I have to follow him and he has to follow me to message him. But we didn't know that, so I was trying to message him, couldn't get into him. Then I followed him. He followed me back about 5 hours later. I was like, "Yeah, look, we appreciate what you're doing, but can you get people their money back?" And he did.
So it all got given back?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I think they did.
Hopefully.
I hope they did. Well, I think they did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, that's even.
But the gesture was there, I think.
Yeah, no, it was done out of good faith,
Yeah.
but at the time I was up the walls. I was stressed in my head because I thought it was a scam. Like.
Yeah.
And then even if it wasn't a scam, the loans paid back, so I want the people to just get their money back.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But I'm gonna be doing a charity cycle next month, and I will be coming looking for money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there you go. He's not off the hook.
Yeah, I will be coming looking
What
for money.
charity is that for?
I'm probably gonna do it for the Irish Heart Foundation because my dad had a heart attack.
Close to home, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going to a wedding in Kerry next month. I'm going to cycle now.
You're going to cycle
Yeah.
to Kerry?
Yeah, and you're cycling to Galway with me.
Are you cycling to Galway
Yeah,
with that
you're
one?
coming with me.
I'll cycle with you.
you
So
cycling to Galway.
tell everyone what's happening.
So, Glenn Murray, Sasha Murray, and As well, he was on episode 9. Everybody keeps saying to me when I share that, like, it was like, oh, why don't you get him on the podcast?
Because he's already on the
He was
podcast.
already on, but we will get him on for the part 2 at some stage, because he's a madman, you know? You don't know what he's going to come out with.
mad, like,
But he's out hitchhiking around the country of Ireland for alcohol addiction and mental health and things like that. He's not doing it for the charity. He's not
just
asking
awareness.
for money. It's just awareness for that. And if the fucking awareness is there, everyone in the world is like, you're looking at social stories. That's all they keep getting on people.
Unbelievable, and a serious cook.
Yeah, oh, see the grubbies making.
Unbelievable.
You know?
He'd want to wash his hands.
Bro,
He'd
the
wanna wash his-
fingernails on him.
He'd want to wash his
You
hands.
want to short them out, you would, boy. Look, listen, he's outdoors, fellas, in the shower a week, he hasn't yet. But it's unbelievable. Like, he's mad. The fella is Stonewall mad, but in the best way possible, you know what I mean?
Brilliant lads, brilliant lads.
And so me and, well, I found out Emma Brennan is also going down, so, what cycle?
Yeah, cycling.
Right, 100%.
Emmet's going to have to give you a crosser down.
Now, that's probably going to happen, yeah, but
If
look,
that is cycling, I'll cycle with him.
and I'll cycle with us. Right, so 3 of us are cycling to Galway the 25th, is it? 25th or the 26th or something?
25th,
Yeah, we'll cycle down to, we're going to meet him in Galway and just play and have a bit of buzz, good time, you know what I mean? But shout out to Sasso Money for that, it's unbelievable.
Legend. So where was he?
Where were you there? You were at the GoFundMe.
Yeah,
Blah,
so
blah, blah.
everyone got their money back, thank
Yeah,
God.
yeah,
and
yeah,
then I was still in the Olympics, went on the piss for 2 weeks. yeah.
Tell us about that, Emmet, yeah? So, like, you rock over to Tokyo, yeah? So you obviously didn't go straight to
No,
Tokyo.
we
you
were in Miyazaki and then we went
Miyazaki, yeah.
Miyazaki to
I
Tokyo.
was going to say Mitsubishi there.
Yeah,
But yeah, you were in
Mitsubishi.
Miyazaki and then you go to Tokyo for the opening ceremony and
The
all
open
that.
ceremony, unbelievable.
What's the, where you're staying and all, what's that like?
Like, the only way I can describe it is like the Finance Centre in Dublin. Like, just a little district, loads of apartment blocks, and it's basically just all the athletes and background staff in it. It's like a little village, but fuck all in it.
Well,
Yeah,
the bed's made out of cardboard.
The way I
Yeah, did you
Did you
test
test
them
the
out?
beds out?
We didn't.
Were you knocking hips?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you tested
wasn't
someone
hip
else's bed out,
knocking.
yeah. You can tell the boys.
No,
We
no.
won't tell anyone, bleep
Fella
it.
that handsome isn't going over there and not knocking hips.
Did you
He's
see the
going to
videos though, bleed people doing flips onto the beds and the beds weren't budging?
I
and all?
don't think that was true. Like,
What,
not talking from experience,
Yeah, but, like-
I don't think that was true.
What, that they were made out of cardboard?
No, they were made out of cardboard, but they weren't sex proof. Like. Well,
Yeah,
they
now
were
come
sex
here.
proof.
I have an issue with this, right? Emmett's had to slipping up there. But how can you make a bed sex proof? Like, if you were at the pulling some board and she's a bleeding gymnast who can bend over and touch her toes backwards, and you go home and you be like, you know what, I don't think that bed's going to do the job.
Yeah.
You're lacking creativity in the bedroom, mate.
100%,
Damn
mate. You
right.
put her anywhere.
Put her in the
room.
wardrobe.
And take panels on her.
Do you know what I
But
mean?
yeah, look, listen.
Sex proof bed. Yeah, man, what's your man's name? Reese bleeding.
He was jumping on it.
He was
yeah.
jumping on his bed. Yeah, man, he's in
Got
a...
some serious following from it.
Yeah.
That went viral. Like.
Yeah,
I
it
think the
was
Olympics and
everywhere.
all shared it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
cardboard
yeah.
beds and all. What is that?
What was the point of the cardboard
Because
beds?
everything was recycled, so
Yeah.
they're just fucking them out. So we're
So
obviously
they weren't
leaving.
there to make a non-sex proof, though. That wasn't the intention.
No.
Oh,
they're
yeah, where
fucked
did that
out.
come
I don't
from?
know where it came
Don't know
from.
where did that
Because there's supposed to be some heavy riding in the Olympic Village.
I'd say that was, but I don't know.
But like that's a thing what they all say.
the little nervous giggle
Yeah.
after it.
Shit, look at him.
Yeah.
But no, that's what they say.
Yeah.
There's heavy riding going on over there. But
Yeah, I'd say that was, but we end up like we just went in the piss for 2 weeks. Then
who's
So-
we now? Are you mixing in with other countries and
Yeah. So it was just like a failed. Like, so you couldn't go to the nightclubs.
yeah?
You weren't supposed to go to the nightclubs, and you weren't supposed to leave the village. So it was like a fail at the end where everyone was just drinking every night.
And you mixing in with all the other countries and all.
Yeah, and like you'd be with like the other, like the Irish hockey players and stuff like that. You'd be mixing with them.
Yeah.
All sound like it's mad. So we're from like the inner city, and people have a perception of us, and then we'd have a perception of middle and upper class
Yeah.
people. But when you're actually talking to them, that sound like
These are all the same.
yeah.
aren't
Like,
they?
so we're like lowest of the low.
Yeah.
and they're middle class, but great girls, like all sound.
Yeah.
Sound mad though.
Some
Yeah.
equestrian bleeding fanatic there.
Yeah, and we met Shane Lowry. Fuck
Yeah.
him. Yeah, met Shane Lowry sound.
He on the skill
Good.
switcher, was he?
No, but he wasn't staying in the village. He just came in and had lunch. We
Legend.
just like talking to one of our own, except he had a 30-gram watch.
Yeah.
A Rolex, yeah.
He showed up late and
Yeah.
bounced out early, didn't he?
Yeah, well, they weren't actually, they were like 2 hours away from the village.
Yeah.
So they were in, like, it might be in Miyazaki or something like that, playing golf.
I mean, what was he like? You were talking to him?
Yeah,
or-
sound came in. He followed us all on Instagram and all.
Legend.
Fucking sound, like just looking, literally like a normal person. As I
Is
said,
it mad for me to say how Shane
I was
Lowry,
waiting for it.
boy?
That's why I had to
You
look to
don't know
him.
Shane Lowry
He's like
is.
me young fella, Emmet, yeah. I know.
I
like
was sitting
into
there,
the
I said, I was pretending for a little bit, and I said, you know what, I know for a fact Calvin's going to sting me with it, so just
No, I
bite it out.
don't even sting you now. It's gone to a stage where I'd be bet into what the guest is saying, and I do know in the back of my head, Terence is lost, pick him up.
He's a famous
He's me
swimmer.
young fella. He's a golfer. Yeah, he's probably the best golfer from Ireland at the
he's a
moment.
famous swimmer, no?
Sure of a leg. I didn't catch that one, but yeah.
I'm at the beach, this is mad.
No, but he's
He's a golfer, yeah. He's one of the best in the world.
Yeah, but
From
he's...
Ireland.
Do you know
from
what, I
Ireland.
had a feeling he was.
Where is he?
Sounds like a golfer.
Doesn't
Doesn't he
he?
say
Yeah.
Audi?
Where is he? Offaly?
From Offaly, yeah.
Yeah.
He's from Offaly.
Mad culture, like.
He was
Yeah.
at that match yesterday. The
Was he?
Under 20.
Under
yeah,
20.
Yeah,
Did you,
under 20s.
did you meet up with him? What's up? Remember
No,
we were
I
in
didn't.
Tokyo, bro?
And what, is he mad famous or something, boys?
He won
yeah?
the Blade Masters or
Yeah, he
something
won the
last year or
Masters.
the year
He's
before.
One of the best golfers or
Yeah.
something in the world. Like.
But he
Don't know.
rocked over him and Rory. Did you meet Rory?
No.
No,
Didn't
snob.
want that. Yeah, didn't want that anyway.
Who's
Yeah.
Rory? Why are we calling people on a first name basis here?
His name's Rory McIlroy.
I know the Rory McIlroy fella.
Yeah, but
Yeah, so that was it. We just went to piss for 2 weeks. We snuck out once or twice.
Yeah.
The village went into Tokyo.
what are you gonna do now? It's over.
Can't do that now. They
Send
can't.
us
yeah.
home. Send me
us
home.
Yeah, went into Tokyo once or twice. Yeah, it was class.
Yeah.
Top quality. The people over there are unbelievable. They're bleeding just so friendly. But as I was saying, people from Japan, they don't die. They don't die. They're bleeding 1-year-olds walking down the road and taxi drivers 90.
Yeah,
Fucking-
yeah,
They
yeah.
all look ancient as
Because they
well.
all just drink tea and eat sushi, mate.
They're mad with the drink.
Are they?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're supposed to be big drinkers, yeah.
Didn't strike me as a nation of
Big
drinkers.
drinkers, yeah.
Yeah. Did you meet anyone famous other than Shane
No,
Lowry?
we've seen, what's the tennis player? Bladen from Scotland. What's his name?
Bladen, your man who he's
Andy
he's-
Murray.
Andy Murray, yeah.
Seen him.
Scottish, is he?
Scottish
Yeah,
when he
yeah.
loses, he's British when he
British
wins.
when he wins, yeah, seen him. Seen a few other people, but you don't really be bothering. Like,
Yeah.
I think because of COVID, there wasn't people mixing as much.
Yeah.
And then that was that. We ended up coming home and got that homecoming.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was
Like-
deadly. We were down in Portland
Yeah.
and all we want.
It
It's
was,
madness. Like you'd never
We
expect.
called you, you didn't even wait back. I was
Did
just
you?
snake.
Oh, budget. Did
know
you
what
see
I
us there,
No,
no?
I didn't see it.
Course you-
Like,
Do you know Terence was getting more pictures with people than you were?
surprised he wasn't on the bus.
Yeah.
You could have dragged me up with
I
you.
nearly had to put him on my shoulders. Get a
No,
picture.
we played, do you know what though? Unreal experience. Like just, as you said, so you don't know when you're in
Don't know
Tokyo,
the
you don't,
extent
yeah,
of
you
it.
don't know the
Did
extent.
you deliberately kind of right on focus, fuck the phone away there for a while?
Well, to be honest, I was just on the drink for 2 weeks.
No, but I mean before it, in the build up
Yeah,
to your fight,
you wouldn't spend too much time on the phone. You want to just focus on
Yeah.
fighting. Like it's not. You want to limit as much distractions as you can, and the phone. Although he loves social media,
Loves social
we don't
media,
like it. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of it, so I try to put it away.
Yeah,
So
no,
you
You
it's
didn't
not-
realise that magnitude that you were having.
Yeah,
now.
and then even when I was on social media afterwards, you still don't realise the magnitude until you're home. Like it's
Yeah.
unbelievable. And as we were talking about earlier on, for people to actually see these people doing well, like seeing Kelly getting a gold medal in the Bleeding Olympics is
That's the peak.
it's
The
the
peak.
peak. You
Yeah.
can't get any bigger than that.
Yeah.
For young girls to see her on that bus for a gold medal,
Mm.
if they can see it, they can be it. Like
Yeah.
unbelievable.
And you shut down Blade in Portland Row as well. Like,
yeah,
That's,
class.
yeah, in peak traffic
Yeah.
and all. I mean, that's one of the
Unbelievable.
busiest roads in Dublin.
Mm.
It was unbelievable. There was how many people was there?
There
Boys?
must have been like so. We didn't know. We came straight from the airport, got onto the bus. I thought maybe like 1,000 people. I don't know. And then you're just looking at Blade in the streets covered in people, like
Deadly, wasn't it?
some buzz.
Yeah.
And we actually wasn't going to get on the bus. I was like, just let Kelly have her time. She had to win and go. And this shows the person that she is. She was like, no, we want you on that bus. Didn't want her all to herself. Like, no, you're getting on the bus.
Yeah, deadly.
Class.
Unbelievable. Like, she could
Class.
have just gone, yeah, okay, no problem.
Yeah.
Like, no, you're getting
Dragged
on
her onto
the
the
bus.
bus.
Dragged onto the bus. And look, I'm delighted she did because
Yeah.
it was unbelievable.
Yeah, yeah. That is
Unbelievable.
quality. That
And then even my mum, my sisters came on the bus with me. They were bleeding loving it.
Yeah.
some experience.
Yeah,
like.
some experience, and like you'll never get that again.
No.
You'll never get that
So we
again.
were like, it was like the World Cup.
was,
final.
yeah.
It was like fucking. It was like Paddy's Day nearly.
That's
down
what it
in
was like.
Portland, bro. It was fucking.
But then
top
that
of the
sort of
range.
gives me the bug that I want to go for Paris now, the next Olympics, because you can't beat that
And
experience.
it's only
So-
3 years away.
It's only
Is
three.
that the plan for the future? That's where I was going to
Now
get
you're
at
gonna
there.
come to this.
Yeah.
I don't know. Look, my passion is amateur boxing. As I said, I don't really have too much
It's
of a
rare
passion.
thing to hear.
Yeah, I love Irish amateur boxing. That's my passion. So I do want to stay, but if I'm not guaranteed money for the next 3 years, I'm not doing all that again. I'm not taking out loans and fucking walking here and there to try to get a few quid.
It's a bit
Because
much.
I'm 30 now. It's about making money. I'm gonna go up to New York next month. Hopefully talk to a few people. I can't go pro in Ireland because there's no shows. There's no fighting in Ireland. So I know I keep saying this, but you're pissing against the wind going pro here. Although I love Ireland, it's just not the place to be as a professional
Well, look,
fighter.
you're not the first person to say that.
Yeah.
Here. Everyone knows it's
Yeah.
not. You're not going to be you're not going to be fucking Floyd
No.
Floyd Mayweather here. You know
And
what I mean?
As I said, boxers aren't sponsored well in Ireland.
No.
So I'm gonna try go to New York, talk to a few people. If I like what I'm hearing over there, possibly go there. If not, I'd stay and go to Paris once I'm getting the money.
Quality.
It's all about that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's all
fucking
about
right
that.
job. But
Yeah,
yeah,
at
like you
thi-
said,
at
you're
this
30
age,
years
yeah.
of age.
At
like,
this
Don't
you know
age-
knock
what
the
I mean?
hustle, isn't it?
Yeah.
Fucking right
At
job.
this age, you want to be making a few quid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But come out, Kenny Egan was old enough as well, though, wasn't he, when he went to the Olympics? Was he
I
not
think he's
30
about
odd?
28, 29
Yeah.
maybe.
So you would have been 29 going.
Yeah,
on
I
for-
would have been,
Yeah.
but then he didn't go pro after either.
Yeah,
I think
that's
he
what I mean.
stayed on. I suppose like looking at him, he went mad on the gargle after it.
Well, you don't fucking go down that road.
I
on us, will you,
didn't
man?
even win a medal and I got mad on it.
Well, you
Came
said-
home with nothing.
Kenny's sober
Yeah.
now, so
He's sober like 11 years or something. I'm sober about 11 hours. Yeah, so no, that'd be me with the gargle now. I'll go out once or twice.
well, come here, look, you're letting loose, Emmet.
Yeah, of course, you have to let the
Like
hair
you
down.
said, fucking years and years of hard work.
Yeah.
And it's a big achievement you had to do. And
Yeah.
the thing about it is, you can see it from you. You know quite well. I don't. Well, we said it. You still don't realise what you had to do.
No,
we
I
feel you don't
yeah,
anyways.
No, I don't. But I think for me now, it's just getting back to training, doing what I like doing, and making the decision what I'm gonna do with my career next.
Yeah, because like the Olympic, there is the elite of the elite, and when you see things like odds and stuff like that, it's like everyone who's there is there for a reason. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? You
of
don't get
course.
handpicked. You're not like, oh, here, get him to the Olympics.
Yeah,
You're fucking
so
qualified.
As well, the thing that I don't like about the pro game is, so I can go pro now and fight bleeding 15 bumps.
Yeah,
And like I can pick who I'm fighting. I can fight a bleeding bin man from Poland or something in my first fight. What's the point in doing that? I'm not being fighting at the top level. Why would I go back and fight someone that I know I'm gonna be?
yeah.
Just
So,
to rack up the record.
Just to
make it
rack
look
up the
good.
record. Like the pro game is a game. It's not really a sport. Like you pick who you're gonna fight. You know you're gonna beat them. You get a win. You get the 10-0 and you get a title. That's normally the way it goes.
Yeah.
So if I do go pro again, I'm 30. I'm gonna take a few chances. Try fight good
Yeah,
people from
fuck
the
it,
off.
yeah, right.
And like, so like, whoever's Irish in my way, I want them near enough straight off the bat.
And fairness, you have a style kind of suited to
Yeah,
the pro
I
game.
do have a pro style, so that's sort of in the back of my head about, is there a point in staying amateur when I'm more suited to the pro game? So it's just a decision that I
Like
have
you
to
said,
make.
it's all about the bread, whatever.
It's all
the
about the
money
bread.
is, isn't
And
it?
look, if there is shows in Ireland, I want to fight Irish people on that. I'm not gonna throw out names. But
Yeah.
I want to fight.
Give
Irish
us a
people.
name, go on.
You give me a name.
Me.
Parents power, yeah.
Parents, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
no,
I'd like big fights straight away because there's no point in training and bleeding 8 weeks, training their arse off to beat a bleeding bin man. Like,
Yeah,
it's
and fairness,
pointless.
but I suppose you're still kind of getting your feet back to get it on, like on the ground now, aren't you? You're getting back around. Like the Olympics was what 2 weeks ago, if even.
Yeah, but I was out on the first day.
Yeah, well-
it was like a holiday for me.
No, in fairness, and that's what I wanted to touch back on as well. Like, so your man who beat you, he was one of the favourites. He was beaten in his next fight.
It's mad because again, the Olympics, anyone can beat anyone. So in an amateur fight, you lose 2 rounds, you're beaten. In a pro fight, you can lose 5 rounds and win the fight.
Yeah.
Do you get me? Like
Yeah.
it's literally, it's like that.
fine.
It's
It's
whoever
fine
turns
margin,
up on
yeah.
the day. So he beat me, then he got beaten by Azerbaijan. The Azerbaijan lad got beaten by Cuba, and then the Cuban lad won it.
Well, Calvin, what's the fact?
The fact is, in amateur boxing, 2 fellas go in a ring, 3-3-minute rounds, and in the end, the Cuban always wins.
Obvious.
It's a guarantee.
Get this last
It's
Yeah.
a guarantee that does a different level when it comes to amateur.
And even the Azerbaijan lad, he's from Cuba. So
Is
they
he?
bought him. They basically just gave him a passport and probably a few $100,000.
Yeah, and just backed him
Yeah,
to get the
backed
gold
him,
for them.
yeah.
Yeah,
And he's class as well, but he got beaten by Cuba then. So it was Cuba against Cuba. That was in the
essentially, yeah.
semi-finals.
Madness. Isn't it?
Madness.
That's gas.
But that's the thing, like, if, yeah, like the Olympics is full of champions. You're there for a reason.
Like it is, like it's and
the
then like
biggest stage.
so I have a story behind me of like that resilience and all the hard work that I had to get here. So does everyone else that got there. Like no one gets the Olympics.
By accident.
No one had it easy to get there.
Yeah.
Like especially I know all the lads and the girls in the boxing, they're all been in similar situations to me, and they have to overcome it. And that's normally who gets there. So talking about earlier on, all the lads in St. Saviour's that were better than me and didn't get the Olympics, it's because basically they didn't work hard enough and they didn't stick at it.
Went down the wrong road.
Went down the wrong road. Whereas you have the 7 of us that got there, we stuck at it, and you get the rewards for it in the end.
And that's the thing. Like you getting that loan, Emmet, some people say, oh, you took a gamble. I'd say you took an investment.
I did take an investment.
You
yeah,
invested
of course
in
I
yourself.
did.
You didn't gamble on
Because
yourself.
even if I didn't get there, I'm living a better life than I was 6 years ago.
Yeah.
So either way, I was winning.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's
It's just nice now you can look back on and say,
Yeah,
I was
it's
in
nice,
Japan.
but you put that experience in the back pocket and you move on.
Well, you learn from it.
Yeah, you learn from it, and look, it is an experience, but life goes on. Like if you win or lose, life goes on. You still have something else to do. You can't just dwell on that. So that's what I'm saying. Like now, I'm making the next decision in my career. You can't just dwell on I was an Olympian.
Yeah. But still, it's nice though. I do see people on Twitter and they have, oh well, why after that?
Oh
name.
well, I don't know what the story is with that. Like you have to, I think you have to sign up for that. Or
But
something.
like still,
What's
it's a
that?
Olympian.
Me and Jan Olympian. Like,
But if you're showing up like it's only, can me or you
No.
not just put, oh well, win and
Were
then.
you
Well,
ever
you
in the
can,
Olympics?
No, but I mean, it's only a question. Can me or you not just put, oh well, why
you
after
can,
that?
Yeah, well, imagine you
Then
go.
what would you have to apply for?
Because that's like, can you put the emoji for the tick after your name? Do you know why some people do that? So it looks like they have a blue tick.
The diamond joke and all they do have
yeah,
after.
but
Are
Yeah,
you
yeah.
verified?
No.
Not
Put
yet.
that blue tick on. Yeah.
You
Yeah,
don't
see,
need a
the
blue
thing
tick.
is that- But I'm like, oh well, why you just go on and believe do that myself? Look like
You're
an
asking
Olympian.
this red tick to get a blue tick. But no, like, because it's a massive achievement.
It
isn't
is a massive achievement, and look, it'll probably take me another few weeks to realise it, but look, I got a serious amount of free gaga when I came home. That won't last long though.
Yeah.
Hopefully, fucking not. Anyways,
No, that's me. Look, as I said, back to training tomorrow.
yeah.
Look, you have a bit of a platform now, so it's about trying to build on it and make as much as you can.
Well, you have to making the noise now. People know who you are.
When you're in the hushy, I talk
I'm
about
in the hot
bollocks.
seat.
Yeah.
This is the pinnacle, isn't it?
Bigger than this.
This is what I was thinking.
This is what you went to the Olympics for,
That's
yeah.
exactly what I went for.
RTE interviewing you, thought Terence would have been there with the mic waiting.
I was convinced I was coming into RTA. That's what I thought is our way.
Go loud.
Go loud.
Yeah, now look, listen. What a story.
Yeah,
Unbelievable. It was a pleasure to
Cheers,
sit down
lads.
and have
Yeah.
this conversation. You know what I mean? Unbelievable.
And this is what we said as well. It's funny because, well, a few people we have known, but like this is someone who we know very well.
Yeah.
that we have on the podcast, so it's a bit weird. Like, what do you say?
Yeah.
And it's mad. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But you
yeah.
don't, like, no matter, you don't know everything about everyone.
No,
So
you
get me,
don't.
like,
You don't.
Story behind everyone.
Yeah.
It's a story
Yeah.
that needs to be heard. No matter if I knew the whole story, it's a story that I think other people need to hear that as well. You know what I mean? Because it's inspirational. Do you get me?
Yeah.
And that time we cooked the Christmas dinner together, remember that?
That was unbelievable.
Well, yeah, that's
That was-
like, remember that? Actually,
That
that was
was
only last
actually
year,
class,
was
yeah.
it?
Yeah. Christmas gone, yeah. So
Yeah.
Probably
Christmas
the same again this year, I'd say.
Yeah,
hopefully.
Yeah, for all
So
over it.
Christmas gone, myself, Emmet, Terence, and a few of the boys. Saw Murray actually.
Yeah, he set it up.
He set it up. Yeah, we cooked Christmas dinner for down in a homeless shelter. Where was I? Over
On
at
the keys
Yeah,
somewhere.
that was the south side. was that?
behind
Main
Merchants
Street.
Quay. What's the name of them flats?
Merchant's Key.
No, the flats.
Oh, I don't know.
South
Is it
side,
Kevin
don't
Barry?
need to
Yeah,
know.
I'm sure it
Yeah,
is.
Kevin
don't
Barry?
need to
No,
know.
Captain Barry's down North
So
Key.
what's the one on the south side then? Fuck's sake, boys.
Google it.
Not googling it, but we'll leave it at that. And anyways,
Yeah.
down there we cooked it dinner for the homeless. That was on Christmas Eve. Did you go back in on Christmas Day then? Didn't you?
No,
No.
because COVID was around. I woke up and we felt sick.
You were in a so you caught it off Terence is what you're saying. But
Did you have it then?
No, we can't go there. I'm at the man looking for him. He won't come
we
there.
don't know if we might have actually having COVID because I got a positive test about 3 days later.
yeah,
So I didn't go down because obviously.
you were in a jock out. Yeah, so Christmas Eve and then Christmas Day saw someone who went back in and done dinner again. But we were there for the day cooking up dinner. I say cooking. Me and Terence mash a
Yeah.
few potatoes and peel a few carrots. Like
Some say Emma Brennan still peeling sprouts. Peeling sprouts for 12 hours straight.
Do you remember that?
that was some training. That's what got you where you are. Emma, you know
Probably
what I
where I
mean?
got the injuries.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Rocky had to chase a chicken. You had to peel them sprouts, bro.
Yeah. No, look, listen, Emma, it was an absolute pleasure to have you.
Yeah.
Thanks for having
coming
us,
in,
lads.
bro.
Oh,
Really
thanks for
great.
coming on, bro.
That's a wrap.
Right, Johnny, take us out there.
Boom.
Subscribe to this podcast for free on the Go Loud app.
What you waiting for? Put your back in it. Just a little more. Throw your weight in it now. Tell your body you're dead. Walk it hard and long. When you finish that,
The hip knocker.
go down, go down, go down.